startup time, to be honest.
All right, we're
Because, I
live
mean,
now.
all right, we live.
All right,
Straight
let's get the
Family,
wrestling out the
episode
way.
15.
Okay, as far as the wrestling's part is concerned, all right, what do y'all think about those recent releases? It came out of nowhere for
Yes.
me.
Yeah. Usually they do the wrestle. They usually do them like right after WrestleMania. They took a little while to do it this time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, spring cleaning.
Yeah. To
What?
be on,
Yeah.
to be honest, most of them, I'm like they weren't on TV anyway. So, but there was a couple of them. I was like, I don't know if they should have dropped them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The two that come to my mind, the three that come to my mind immediately is Drew McIntyre, Evan Bourne, and Brodus Clay.
no, yeah, I'm with you on those guys, but I have to disagree. I'm gonna have to drop Brodus Clay and then replace him with Yoshi Tatsu. I like that guy.
Well, you could make a case for Yoshi.
He was
Yeah,
never given a chance, though. That's the problem.
yeah, he's been there what since 2010.
Nine.
Yeah, 9, and they've never really done anything with him.
Now, they just pumped up Cena with him.
Yeah, now the reason I said Brodus Clay was he managed, at least for a minute, he made that Funkasaurus gimmick work. At
Mm-hmm.
least for a minute, anyway. But then when they turned him heel, everybody was like, oh, he's going to be this monster heel. They never really did anything with him.
They fucked him, man.
Yeah, they put him on
And
the
you know what?
NXT.
No, this is how they fucked him. Remember Mark Henry when he had that big push, the
Yeah,
Hall
the
of
Uh-huh.
Fame gimmick?
yeah,
Brodus Clay came up with that idea and pitched it to create it for him. But they said, you know what? We're going to give it to Mark Henry and we're going to make it up to you later. And they give him the Funkasaurus and then they fire him. He got fucked, man.
yeah,
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 really, the only ones that got over was the Funkadactyls.
yeah. They outshined him. Anyways, when he was making this little vignette videos before 2012 came, it looked so serious. But when he came, it was like Rikishi. I'm like, what the hell? Did they do a 180 on us?
Yeah. Difference was Rikishi made his work way longer than Brodus Clay.
Yeah,
Well, Rikishi was actually original with this, and that's why fans connected with it more. You know, he
Yeah,
wasn't doing the over the top. I gotta wear a top hat. I gotta wear Adidas gear. He was coming out with a
yeah.
fucking thong
You had to
on,
look like a
doing
poor man's Heavy D.
yeah, basically. He was, just a big athletic guy who happened to dance well. Whereas Boris Clay he was like he could have been Crime Time's grandfather out there. And it's like, come on, man, Boris Clay. You doing the Hall of Fame 1 minute, and then 2 seconds later you flip flop to being this. I don't know what the fuck the fuck.
and
And then
speaking
when
of,
they put him with Tensai, that was the nail in the coffin.
but and
Tensai.
speaking of JT, I mean Crime Time, JTG. I'm like, whoa, his streak is over. Like 2 years not
You knew
doing
he
shit,
was getting
and
fired,
he
man.
finally bit the dose.
Yeah, they weren't doing shit with him after they broke him up from Crime Time.
Yeah, but then when he got released this week, the funniest thing he said, "Damn, I shouldn't have picked up the phone."
He already knew what it was. As soon as they broke up Crime Time,
Yeah.
there was
Now,
nothing else for him to do.
what was the other two I named? I named Drew McIntyre. I felt, well, after that whole thing with his now ex-wife, Tammy Terrell, that was pretty much what exactly happened there? It was some kind of little domestic dispute. Do either
Yeah,
one of y'all know?
that's all I
She
know.
whooped his ass.
Yeah, that's
She's,
all I know.
yeah, she's not even there now. She was a TNA till she left to
Yeah,
have her baby.
she still got a contract with them. I heard she's returning soon.
They really need her right now. TNA is
Yes,
oh
they
my
have no
god, man.
knockouts whatsoever.
Know what?
Oh,
You know what? They need to get like four more girls because I want to see those
yeah.
titles back in their division. I want
Yeah,
their
did you
tag
see
titles
my
back.
video? Ain't this some bullshit? Gail Kim is the
Yeah,
John Cena of
Uh,
TNA knockouts.
yeah. I watched that a few hours
yeah,
ago,
I
and I
thought
was
about
like,
that
yeah,
like
man.
2 years ago when she was the champion. I'm like, she just came back and then she became champion.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm actually a Gail Kim fan, but damn,
You gotta call it like you see it.
I'm like, she's the fucking John Cena of the knockouts, man. I'm like, good grief. How many times is this girl gonna have the belt? I mean, I'm sorry. People tried to hype this up and say, oh, it'll be a pretty good bet. I'm sorry. Gail Kim versus Angelina Love, we've seen that like a gazillion times. We've seen that more than Cena and Orton.
Yeah, back in 2008, I believe it.
Well, you got to ask yourself, it's the lesser of two evils. Would you rather Gail Kim take the belt, or would you rather ODB take the belt again?
Yeah. No, you know what they could have done? Just for the heck of it, they could have had Brittany win and then built it up to where I almost said Velvet Sky, where the beautiful people, I'll put it that way.
Was their thought process on Eric Young. And look at where that went.
That's
you can't just put a belt on someone just for the heck of it.
No, but I would have tried. But unlike Eric Young, I would have tried to build it up to where they thought they was gonna have an easy match. It did make it look like she tries, but then it looks like she's gonna have an easy match, and then we get to the match. Angelina Love just gets too overconfident, and then boom. With Eric Young, they didn't build that up really at all. They just hot-shot it just because of what WWE was doing with Daniel Bryan at the time. Yeah. I really believe that was the case. I don't care what no one says.
No one can debate that. No one can dispute that. Like, there's videographic proof of it on my channel.
Yeah,
I literally proved it. It's like
I know you guys ain't really that big on Daniel Bryan. I am a fan of Daniel Bryan, but I'm glad we agree that whole thing with Eric Young was basically a ripoff.
Yes.
Yes. It's not that I am a fan of Daniel Bryan as a wrestler. I'm just not a fan of him being just put in that top spot like that. I agree the guy's over, but just because a guy's over, you don't just give him the strap because Val Venus was over, but they didn't give him the strap.
That's true. Well, at least they gave him a real story. Get to his title win, unlike Eric Young.
Mm-hmm.
At least they gave him a real story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't agree with them giving Daniel Bryan that top spot, but at the same time, I understand why they did it. So that's why I don't get too butthurt about it.
And plus, when you look at the situation at WrestleMania 30, leading up to it, and then especially after they let Brock beat The Undertaker in a very underwhelming match, they pretty much had to let Daniel Bryan win.
Yeah.
Because if they would have ended it with Orton retaining, which would have been the lesser of two evils, because if they would have let Batista win, that crowd, which was already stunned by The Undertaker getting his streak broken, they would have probably rioted.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this about Batista. For those who've seen my Batista bitch video.
I heard
you. Yeah. Batista, why can't you be more like John Cena on Twitter?
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
What did he do?
He's crying
every time. No, he's been doing this for years. This isn't the first time he did it. He's been doing this for years, man. Like, he came out with that Blue Ranger fucking gear on, and people were talking shit about it. Well, remember he wrestled that match against the Shield with all that blue on.
I heard about that, but I haven't seen it.
You can easily Google that, and yeah, he looks like a fucking Power Ranger with that shit.
Oh no!
Jokes about it, and he gets angry. He goes on Twitter. You fucking smart, Marcus. You don't know what you're talking about. Batista, it's not our fault that you don't have a fashion consultant. It's not our fault that you came back 45 years old wearing nut huggers and thinking that's just cool.
Yeah, the skinny jeans. I'm like, sorry, but Batista, you too big for that. Orton wearing skinny jeans, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Batista wearing skinny jeans, no, okay. you too big for that shit.
Too old for it too, man. That's something that you see like 15-year-old kids wearing. But you're a grown man wearing them nut huggers.
Yeah. And
they gonna get mad when someone says something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since we're on the subject of, we got on the subject of Daniel Bryan a little bit, I know some people are mad about him getting stripped, but I'm not that upset because I'm like, they had to. It's
Yeah.
one thing to do that,
Mm-hmm.
that whole keep the belt with the Intercontinental or the U.S. because they don't do shit with them. No way. This is the world title. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do
You
that.
know
So
what?
in that regard,
People.
I don't blame them for stripping them.
Yeah, no. Plus, I don't care anymore. I'm tired of it. It's
If
just,
you're angry that Daniel Bryan got stripped of the title, you are not a man.
and anyways, that's the rule.
Yeah.
That's the rule, anyways. You exceed the 30-day limit, then you lose that title.
Yeah,
They're crybabies,
they
man.
had
Because if
to.
Cena was injured, and in the same situation, if they would have stripped Cena, people would be jumping up for joy cheering.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
exactly what
because
it is. And
Daniel
I'm an
Bryan,
admitted John Cena hater,
Yeah.
but I try not to be irrational about it either.
Yeah, like most of these cats are. But look like they trying to get us to that level. Like I was watching We Are Pro Wrestling video. He said it look like they trying to get us to that level of being that big of a hater of his. Hey, I respect his effort and all that, but I just don't. I'm just tired of him, just like everybody else.
John Cena, he's like that girl in high school who would
Yes,
fuck the whole football team just because they're popular. That's John Cena, man.
yes, it
Why the
is.
fuck is John Cena teaming up with the Usos one week?
And
Why?
then,
Because they're
And then
over.
the
And then the
Usos I
Shield.
sort of get
No, I
somewhat
don't get it.
because
I get it in no
I
way.
don't get it. I see what you're saying, but
No.
at least he didn't have issues. Him teaming with the Shield is the one I don't understand. I was like, wait a
That
minute,
made zero
weren't
sense.
they trying to kill this guy about a year ago?
They pretty much did. They were beating the shit out of him like every week a year
yeah.
ago.
But
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was like a weekly thing. It was like the NWO beating up Goldberg, man. It was a weekly ass whipping.
well,
yeah,
actually, it's the other way around.
Well, yeah, the other way around, but you
Yeah.
get it's like that kid who gets bullied at school and he gets up to go to school and he's like,
Oh,
oh
but this is
fuck,
a
I gotta
good.
go see Nelson.
This is a
He
good.
never see Nelson,
Yeah, this is
but
a
he
good.
teams up with them. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's a good example.
You
This is
gonna help? You gonna help the bully who's been beating your ass all year?
no. I mean,
Come
okay.
on, man.
this a good
Oh,
example. Like back in the NWO days, like I remember, like Giant, like you still ain't learned your lesson. You joined them twice after they
mm,
kicked your ass.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a good example.
Who
Or
got beat down the most by the NWO in your memory?
I'm going with the Four Horsemen.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I
I think the
mean,
Four
legit
Horsemen
ass
did.
whippings. That's like Daniel Bryan joining Triple H at WrestleMania. He's been fucking him up for the last 6 months, and then I'm your friend now. But nothing makes sense with John Cena. He was tag teaming with Sheamus right after Sheamus kicked his ass,
Yeah,
and they hugging and they BFFs for 1 minute. John Cena, he just latches onto whoever is hot at the time. Remember Zack Ryder?
yeah,
Same thing.
that's what I don't like about Cena. Now I don't know if it's him or the WWE, but it seems like whoever is hot at the time, they try to latch Cena onto when Cena should already be getting pop. Isn't he supposed to be the number one babyface? Yet he gets booed by anywhere from 50, depending on where he is, 50 to 80% of the crowd boos him, and he's supposed to be their
Well,
top babyface for the last 10 years.
but this is
I
the
mean,
kicker
even
too.
Hulk Hogan, when his popularity was waning in WWE, even Hulk Hogan never got booed like that. I don't even think Hogan got booed like that in WCW,
Yeah,
and
and
that
that's
was
But the
before
WWE creates
NWO.
that
yeah,
Huh?
but
because what they do is at those live shows, those Let's Go Cena chants, listen to them, then go back the week before and listen to them. Then go back the week before and listen to them.
They
It's
sent.
like the
That's what
Goldberg
someone
chant.
was telling me
They
that
pumped them into the arena. They pumped them through the speakers just to get the crowd hot for it. But it's like you don't have to pump that shit in an arena for a Shield match, Shield and Wyatt's,
yeah,
but you're gonna make it all about Cena.
that's sort of the same thing WCW was doing with Goldberg when he was
Yeah,
running out of
but
steam.
that's at the beginning though. That's at the beginning of Goldberg. But
No,
once
that was
Goldberg took
like
off, they stopped doing that because they didn't have
no.
to do it no more.
I thought they was doing it like when he was running out of steam, especially when he was fighting with Bret Hart. That little
Yeah, that
that
too. Yeah,
steam thing.
but once a guy's big enough, you don't have to pump shit into the crowd. You don't have
Yeah.
to make the match all about John Cena. People didn't watch that match
Yeah,
to watch
people are
John
trying to
Cena.
get him over. Like WWE has been trying so hard the last 10 years or so to get him over as one of the greatest of all time. Now, when it's all said and done, John Cena will probably go down as a legend. But as far as like being the legend, like let's say a Hogan, an Andre the Giant, a
John
Rock,
Cena will go
or
down
Stone
as the
Cold,
Little
he's
Wayne.
nowhere near that. Huh?
He's the Little Wayne of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because the only reason he got so big is because he was just in the shitty era. He was in the shitty era.
Yeah.
That's Little
Yeah.
Wayne. That's Little
Yeah,
Wayne's
He's not
story.
going to be nowhere. I mean, more people will probably, and he's just a part timer. More people will probably give Brock Lesnar more respect than they will John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a legit badass who could rip
Yeah,
half
I
that
mean,
roster in half.
and I said he wasn't Hogan, Andre, or Rock or Austin level. John Cena's not even Undertaker or Ultimate Warrior level.
Yeah,
He's
we
not even
know.
Val Venus level.
Oh, you don't think he's? Oh my God!
No, Val Venus had a better character, more likable, more entertaining.
Yeah,
There's
but
so many mid-carders from the Attitude Era who I would say, if Cena were in that era or in a previous era, he'd more likely be an upper mid-carder. If he was in the Hogan era, he'd be an upper mid-carder.
At best.
Upper mid-carder. Cena has talent. I'm not denying the man's
and some
talent.
of the things they do with Cena is ridiculous, though. Like, remember when he was feuding with Dolph Ziggler when he was in that little thing with AJ Lee?
Yes,
A couple years ago? Like, he went to the locker room to confront Dolph Ziggler, and they're fighting. Dolph Ziggler did get the upper hand on him, but all the heels were like standing around, and I thought to myself, now this is some bullshit. Because y'all know I'm technically to you guys old school.
Yes.
Back in the 80s, like Jim Crockett in the NWA, if he would have walked back to the dressing room with Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, the Russians, and everybody else that was big heels in the NWA, and he would have walked back there to confront, not only would the guy he confront would have fought him, every heel in there would have beat his ass.
Would have killed him.
They'd have been like, you were in our house now, bitch.
Fucked him up, yeah.
Yeah, you imagine if, let's say, John Cena back then walked into the dressing room and confronted Ric Flair. Could you see Arn and Ole Anderson, Tully Blanchard? I'm gonna name some heels that were big back then. Could you imagine those guys? The Russians, Ivan Nikita Koloff, or Harley Race, the Barbarian, Paul Jones and his crew, or Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express. You imagine them all just standing there and just letting John Cena and Ric Flair just go at it? Hell no. They all would have jumped his ass.
You don't even run up on a Mean Street Posse for those who remember them guys.
Yeah, I remember.
No, those ones were always weak to me.
Yeah, but they gonna at least do something. You're not just gonna just jump one of them.
Yeah, that's true. You're not. But yeah, I'm with Brian though. They were always kind of weak. I mean, really, the Mean Street Posse, and I count Shane McMahon in that group. I mean, Tess used to whip all the late Andrew Martin.
Yeah.
Tess used to whip all their. The only one that could fuck with him was Shane, and that's sad. Because the other three were actually trade pro wrestlers. Shane wasn't. Yet Shane was the one fucking Tess up.
Don't touch my sister again, man.
Yeah. But to give credit to Shane, before we move on, give credit to Shane for a guy that was not really a trained pro wrestler. He could put on some good matches.
Yeah, I remember Backlash 2001.
What, him and the Big Show?
Yeah, when he dived off that scaffold.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why he gets so much respect.
The match I'll always remember from him will be him and Test, SummerSlam 99. I know the main event was Austin versus Triple H versus Mankind, but to me, that match stole the show.
Shane McMahon was about that business for real, man. I
Yeah.
think oh man. I hate this whole Cena heat leech, man. He just whoever's hot at the time, he just has to team with them, and it's like they use the
Yeah, and you
excuse,
mentioned
"Oh,
Zack
I'm
Ryder
gonna."
earlier. He pretty much stole all of Zack Ryder. In fact, you know who ended up getting over in that whole situation? You probably know who I'm gonna say too.
Even
Yep.
Cena.
Eve
Yeah.
ended up getting more over than anybody in that whole thing because it involved
Well, yeah,
Cena,
because Cena can't
Kane,
go any
and Zack
higher.
Ryder too.
I
Eve
don't
ended
think
up
the
getting
WWE
over more than
understands that.
anybody.
Yeah, she was at her peak then. Well, right
Yeah,
after.
but there's no higher for Cena to go. There's nothing they can do to make him any higher in the fans'
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
There's
trying to make
literally
him like
nothing they can
they're
do.
trying to put him on that immortal status, and I'm sorry, he's a glorified upper mid Carter, is what
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, and I say when he had started getting the title, I say it was too early because I was unsure about him when I first
Yeah, the
heard.
only reason he got it as soon as he did because they were trying to get somebody to replace Brock.
Actually, they was replacing. Oh yeah, Brock and Austin and Rock. Yeah, they tried
That's
with
the
him.
only reason he got it as soon as he did. In
Yeah,
fact, to be honest, at first, when they first, WrestleMania 21, when they put the belts on Cena and Batista, at first, most people thought Batista would be the one they would really get behind.
well, actually, in 2005, it was Batista's year. 2006 was Cena's year, if you think of it.
Yeah, yeah,
2006
Batista,
sucked.
huh?
Everything died in 2006. Music died in
Yeah,
Yeah.
2006.
And
Everything,
you know
man.
what? 2005, they were pretty hot. I'll tell you when the downslide started for WWE, and it
yeah.
happened with a real life event. I think
Eddie
after the
Guerrero.
death of Eddie Guerrero's shit just started going down.
Yeah, I almost cried like a baby when he passed away. Cause
I know
Yeah,
my sister did. She was a big
yeah, I
Guerrero
was,
fan.
yeah, I was grateful to see him wrestle in person that year.
yeah,
You
and
know what? We talked about the releases. Let's talk about people who you think should have gotten releases. Give me three people who you think they should have released it that weren't released.
Okay.
I can
I,
give you
The
one
Great
right off
Khali,
the
we're not going to
bat.
say the Great Khali. We can't
No,
say
I'll give you
Khali
one right
because it's
off the
too easy.
bat. Not the Great Khali, although
yeah.
you could consider him too. David Otunga.
Yeah, he heard he's coming back, but Jennifer Hudson's not happy about that.
Yeah, because she's basically saying your wrestling career sucks, which I have to agree with her.
Yeah, he's getting nowhere.
I have to agree with her.
All right, who's second?
Okay, Otanga, we're afraid we have some bad news for you.
Uh,
You
Vic,
suck.
you suck. Your wife says you suck. In fact, it would surprise me if the headlines came out one day he come home, another man's banging her up or something. But yeah,
Otanga's a pretty
who's
big
another
dude,
guy?
though.
Huh? Who's it?
Another dude. Well, you go next, Black. One dude who you think
I
they
can't
should
think.
have released.
I
Oh
don't know.
my God.
I don't know if I can think of anybody else.
Well, we said Otanga. I'm not gonna put Santino there because I can see the value of him in the eyes of small children. So yeah, I'd keep him.
Yeah, yeah. I said the same thing about Great Khali because his country people in the country look up to him, and plus he probably ain't got much time left on this
They
earth.
may as well keep Yoshitatu then.
Well, it's too late.
Yeah, they should have.
They can rehire him.
Tajiri will go down as the best I'd say Japanese wrestler to wrestle in America. Tajiri, hands down.
Yeah, definitely for WWE.
Because Tajiri was a badass man.
Yeah, he was probably the most successful, other than maybe say if you go back to maybe the 70s and 80s, Mr. Fuji.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Fuji was a manager though. But it's like
Mostly.
Tajiri, they booked him properly.
yeah.
They presented his character properly.
Yeah, they had him as a manservant at first. And then William Regal one time said, okay, get in there and wrestle. And then all of a sudden,
And
he
he
basically
started
blew the
fucking
crowd
motherfuckers
away.
up.
Huh?
He was fucking dudes up though. That's the thing. Like he was the manservant, but you knew he could fuck the right people up. With that kick he would kick the fuck out of people. Just
You know what my
the
favorite
green
WWE
mist.
moment involving Tajiri? And it had nothing to do with titles or nothing. He was wrestling Scotty 2 Hotty.
Yeah.
And Scotty 2 Hotty was getting ready to do that worm thing. He did the W-O-R-M, and then he started wiggling towards him. And then he did like, doo-hoo. He went down for the chop to Jerry countered with the green mist. I was like, yes, thank you. Somebody finally countered it. Finally.
Yeah, that weak ass finishing move.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember,
they gave him
what was
the
it, the
green
old
mist, then
SmackDown
kicked him in
game?
the head and pinned him. I was like, yes. I was like, somebody finally countered that shit. That shit was worse than the people's elbow.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember the old SmackDown game where, because the worm, it took so long to do and it was so corny that the creators of the game, they made it an automatic TKO if it hits you? Like, if you get hit by the worm, it's an automatic TKO in that game.
Boo.
That shit had me dying. Because people would always pick Scotty 2 Hotty just because of that. And they would do the worm one time, it would automatically be a TKO win.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta get my dinner.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, that move was horrible. That was worse than the 5-knuckle shuffle by Cena.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying. My favorite Tajiri moment would be another one not involving the title. It was like right before WrestleMania 18 when Edge and Booker T were feuding over the hair commercial. And what was it? Booker T was trying to shoot a commercial for some shampoo. And yeah, for Japan. And then Tajiri said, "Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit because you look like buckwheat on crack." And then they had that match. Yeah, that shit had me dying. I was just dying. I was like, oh my god. But they booked it probably. Of course, Booker T went over because he's the one going into a WrestleMania match. But that shit was so fucking funny.
You know what? I'm surprised nobody went there. Like when Booker T, especially when he was a heel, would get into somebody's face like with the King Booker. I'd have been like, look, show enough, okay? 1985 called The Last Dragon Wants You Back or something. Because I swear he looked like Sho'nuff from that film.
I really wish that. Oh my god, it was just so stale. Like I said, Cena, he's the Lil Wayne. The Lil Wayne of wrestling. He was just right time, right place.
Yes.
So what do you think of Seth Rollins? The whole letdown that was Seth Rollins. Yeah, we got to talk about that. I think he's being set up to fail.
Nobody saw that coming, I don't believe. I think they knew the Shield would one day split up, but most people thought Dean Ambrose, maybe even Roman Reigns. I don't think anyone expected Seth Rollins.
I think for once, WWE did the right thing by letting it be Seth Rollins.
Because think about it. In the Shield, like Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, hey, they stood out the most. Then he stuff every day.
Yeah, but when you look back on it now, Seth Rollins made the most sense.
Yeah.
Because Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, like Brian just said, they were getting all the attention. So they could easily say that Seth Rollins was like jealous or something. And
but they didn't do that. That's why I fucking hate this promo he did. I hate the promo he cut on Raw. I hate that promo. There was only one good part of the promo. And that's when he called Roman Reigns the Golden Boy. That's the only part people started jumping up for joy when he said. The rest of it was just boring, man. He's just sitting there. I'm the best member of the Shield. I'm the best member of the Shield. A 5-year-old could cut that promo.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing unique about it except for calling Reigns the Golden Boy.
Now, I don't claim to be a promo cutter, but if it had been me, it would have went something like this. Oh, you want to know why I betrayed the Shield, right? Well, this is why. I got tired of carrying those guys. You remember when we was about to break up a few months ago? Who was the one that was holding the team together? Me. Yeah, everywhere I go, all I hear about is Roman Reigns. All I hear about is Dean Ambrose. When I was the one busting my behind in matches to help us win, I was the Shield. Those other two were just along for the ride. That's why when Triple H came to me with the opportunity to join up with them, I took it. I made the Shield. I break up the Shield.
And that promo that Mr. Griffin just cut was 100 times better than what Seth Rollins did on Raw. Maybe 1,000 times better. He just sat in the chair all calm. No, yeah, I carried the Shield. It was me. It was me. And then, oh my God, this is the gay part of it. This is the lamest part of it. He calls them out. He calls them out. So they come out. Seth Rollins starts taking off his tie, his suit, acting like he about that life. And before a punch is even thrown, he's outside of the ring, running away. They setting him up for failure, man. They are setting Seth Rollins up to fail, man. They get on some shitty entrance music.
Oh, God.
And that promo was so garbage. Anyone on the roster could cut that same promo. He had to cut a promo that was unique. Something with some edge to it, man. That sounds like some shit that took another shit, and then had a baby with another shit, and then wrote that promo. That's what that promo sounded like to me. Where's the edge, man? Where's the anger, man? You know, they're business partners. Okay, man. Well, give us some meat and potatoes to it, man. You didn't tell us anything we don't already know.
Yeah.
He gave us nothing with that promo. And then he calls them out and runs away.
It's not that good. I haven't actually watched Raw the last 2 weeks. The only reason I know what's going on because I watch other people's videos that review it that did actually watch it, but
that Seth Rollins shit was a joke, man.
Thing. Huh?
That Seth Rollins thing was a joke. He lost all man points for that shit. That's like going to a bar and starting some shit with someone and saying, why don't we step outside? And they come outside and you run away. That's what that shit was, man.
Yeah,
you
that
gonna call them
like
out,
in
and
the
then you gonna run.
5 movie, which was the worst one of the bunch, by the way. That would be like in the street fight scene when Rocky said, my ring's outside. And then Tommy Gunn goes, well, yeah, let's do it. And he goes outside, then Tommy Gunn runs away like a bitch.
Yeah. Bro, that's like the Lion King where Simba goes back to fight Scar. And they both getting ready to knuckle, and Simba just runs away. It's like, what the fuck, man? You done came back, you done talked all that shit, and you gonna just run away before the fight even starts? Nobody did nothing. They just came down to the ring.
Win the fight first before you run.
WWE fucked that up. Because when the Wyatts came, okay, I had no problem with the Wyatts coming. But why was Seth Rollins outside of the ring? Why couldn't the Wyatts pop up and Seth Rollins be in the ring and just behind them, and he don't know what the fuck is going on? Like, huh? These motherfuckers in front of me? And then help the Wyatts jump on. But he was outside the ring running away. He was running away like Cameron at the Rucker. That's some gay shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, and you can throw TNA in this too. WWE, they rarely have any badass heels anymore. All of them are the same cookie cutter chicken shit heels. And people say, well, they're heels. That's what I'm like, no, not every heel has to be a chicken shit. For some heels, that works.
Seth Rollins just talked all that shit.
That would work.
But the thing is, he talked all that shit about how he made the Shield, and he's the best one, right? He's the best one, right? But he's running away from them. It makes no sense. The promo made no sense, and what he did makes no sense. Because instead of standing up and, if you're the best one, he should be able to at least stand toe-to-toe with both of them.
Yeah.
But he talked all that shit and then just ran away.
Like, here's an example of a badass heel. Triple H. He rarely ran.
Nah, he didn't run. He would get his ass whipped and closed outside the ring.
A couple of times, he had to be dragged away from fighting Daniel Bryan. He had to be stopped by Stephanie and security. I was like, okay, that's your example of a badass heel.
Vince McMahon did not run away from Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No.
I'm just throwing that one out there.
His ass whooped.
Exactly. He stood there and he took that beating like a man. That's why I'm saying Seth Rollins is being set up for failure. He's being set up for failure. He's being set up to be what Kofi Kingston is now, with the way they did that show last week. He's supposed to be a badass. He was in the Shield. This man getting thrown through tables, jumping over ropes and kicking ass, and he's just running away from people now.
Now, here's a guy that should have been, since you talk about people that should have been fired possibly, and this is coming from a guy who's actually still. I'm a fan of the wrestler, not so much the person. Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
You could make a case on him because they haven't done shit with him.
Yeah, he's still in the same spot. He's been for years.
Yeah. You know Drew McIntyre is going to TNA, though.
What, to try to
Anybody at this point would be fools to go to TNA right now.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till Jeff Jarrett wrestling stuff come out. Try that.
Huh?
No, I said wait till Jeff Jarrett thing come out and try that on. Try that besides. Hey, if you want to go to TNA, then enjoy it. Because right now they got a stay of execution.
Yeah, because I don't see them. If they make it out of 2014, I'll be very shocked. Because I did a video on that too.
Mm-hmm.
The inevitable death of TNA. I even put my camera down where I could just look down like I'm looking down at the grave and just shaking my head.
You know what? When they come out 8 years from now, when they come out with their DVD, where the proper name for it should be the downfall of TNA, not the rise and fall.
Yeah.
Then they can just have a 2-disc set since it was nothing really was that memorable about TNA. They probably gonna have 2 discs.
Yeah, and the sad part is TNA. There was a period where TNA was actually good, from about 2004 to about 2007, where they was actually good. I mean, the writing and promotion have never been that great for TNA, but the wrestling used to be actually pretty good. Like me and this friend I have that named Phil, that sometimes we be talking on some of our videos. We watched a few old videos from that era on TNA, and we was like, this makes us want to go down to Tennessee and smack Dixie Carter. Because they was actually good, especially when they had the X division jumping.
That's what fucked it up. They did the WWE logic where the only championship that matters is the world title. Nothing else matters except the world title. And yeah, that's the way it's always been, but you had stepping stone titles back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like example, and you know the NWA is my favorite example, but that's what I followed most back in the day. Before they was WCW. Yes, Ric Flair and the world title was the main focus.
Yeah.
But you had the U.S. title, which meant something back then. You had the television title, which meant something back then.
Mm-hmm.
You had the tag team belts. Heck, they even had a second set of tag team belts. They had the U.S. tag team titles, which actually meant something.
The thing about the tag team division is Shawn Michaels just ridiculously butt-fucked the game of a tag team, because now with tag teams is they get these guys, they're tag teams, but they don't come in wanting to be a tag team. The Usos, that's why everyone loves the Usos, because you can't see them breaking up. You can see them just being a team forever, like the Dudley Boys. Even though Bully Ray's doing this thing, people still think of Devon when they look at him, because they stuck it out so long together.
Mm-hmm.
Now a tag team is, you look at a tag team and you go, when are they breaking up? Yeah, it's like a celebrity marriage.
For the long haul anymore, like the Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll Express, the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, the Midnight Express,
the Steiners.
Yeah, the Steiners.
Look at Cody Rhodes and Goldust.
Huh?
Cody Rhodes and Goldust are the perfect example. They're both psychos. They're both brothers. They should just stick as being a tag team. They can have their little feud, but go back to being a tag team. Because Cody Rhodes, you're not going to be a world champion. At least not in that company.
You're too skinny. He's too skinny.
It's not that he's too skinny. It's just his window has closed. He had that one time when he was hot, and they didn't pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
It's
well,
that
you can't
simple.
say Cody Rhodes is too skinny. I mean, look at Daniel Bryan. They let him win the world belt. So,
yeah, it would take a miracle for Cody Rhodes to win it. I just think he should stick to tag team championships with his brother for as long as Goldust can still go. And then if not, go back to mid-card. Keep getting them checks, man.
Yeah. On a side note, I finally got a look at Cody Rhodes' wife for the first time a few months ago.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Of all, I didn't
pretty
know
nice.
she was black.
Yeah, I
First of
seen it
all.
long ago.
Second of all, she fine as hell. Third, I heard
Mm-hmm.
she actually is involved in wrestling too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke on that actually. What was it? How many episodes ago was that? We spoke on that.
I don't know.
It's hard to track which episode we said which in. But yeah, when it comes to selecting a sister, hey, get some white friends because they're gonna pick the best one. Whereas brothers, we always pick the most fucking broke down, sloppy, nasty,
Yeah, that's why a
snow
lot of
bunny we
times
could.
if I'm gonna get with a woman, period, a lot of times I just prefer trying to hook myself up or try to like
Mm-hmm.
learn. Like I said, I'm still not a Mac or anything, but I think my game is a little bit better than it was because when I let other people hook me up, they get me like the most busted, broken down, especially if somebody, and I hate saying this, but especially if somebody black does it. I mean, I'm sorry. I know that's terrible for me to say,
Nah,
but
you know why it is because what happens is that guy has a girl, and that girl's like, oh well, my friend wants to date a guy like you. Do you have any friends? So somebody got to take the L.
yeah, they were trying to hook me up. Like this one dude and his wife who was black. One time she tried to hook me up with somebody, like, cause he was an old dude, like 68, maybe in his 70s. I used to, do errands for him sometimes, just to help him out. The wife tried to hook me up with one of her friends. This woman might as well have been my mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh fuck no. I ain't say that out loud, but I was like, nah, no thanks. I'm good. I'm like black folks always trying to hook you up with somebody that they know deep down they would not want to touch. I don't let people hook me up at all. I'll be like, look, if I want to find a
Yeah.
girlfriend or
They ain't
just
gonna
some
complain.
piece of ass, I'll just hook myself up because I could
I've
do better
never
than
done a
this
hookup.
myself, huh?
I've never done a hookup because I think it completely violates man code. You know, if you see something
Yeah.
you like, you're supposed to be able to get it on your own.
Yeah.
If you can't get it on your own, then
I
there's
never.
other ways to get it.
I think
Yeah, I
trying to
never allowed.
I think trying to
And if your
best
boy
somebody.
fucks up, it fucks you up.
I think trying to cock block somebody also violates some man code too.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Cock blocking is situational. You can't say all forms of cock blocking or violate the man code. There's just some instances like what did Biggie say in that one song? Where he say, "Wait, who you think that you was fasting all that? What's your name? What's your sign? As soon as he buy you some wine, I'm gonna creep from behind and ask you what your interests are." That's okay. You know, if he's a corny dude and she's not feeling him anyway, that's a different
Oh
situation.
yeah, that's different. Yeah, I agree. That's different. Yeah, that's different. But
Yeah, there's instances where it's okay to cock block.
but
Yeah.
but but let's say they already got an established relationship, and then you looking at her, you trying, you want to get with her bad, and you just trying to get the dude out the picture by trying to either catch him in stuff or just making up shit and making it look like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Is
Yeah, that goes
violations of
back to
man
one of my
code.
favorite shows, the OC, Luke and Oliver. For those who watch that show,
Yeah.
you know what? We talked about Triple H being a badass. What would you say are his top 5 rivalries? Top
Top
5
Okay.
five.
rivalries he has.
Well,
Good.
it's number one to me is The Rock.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Would be
agree.
number one automatically.
Okay. So we got
Number
The Rock.
two
I
for
agree.
me would
He's
be
up there.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Especially when they came up with that 2 out of 3 falls match, but they had different stipulations for each fall,
Yeah.
which that was different at the time. And
Three
they went
states to
there
live.
too. Huh? Yeah, they really went there with theirs though. It ain't
It's a
like
Stone
now
Cold,
where it's
though.
so watered down and shit, like John Cena and Ryback a couple years ago.
It's John
It's so
Cena.
watered down it ain't funny. But get back on the subject. Let's see. Third best rivalry, probably Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels definitely goes in the top 5.
Yeah, just in the 2 matches that did it for, and the 3 matches that do it for me in that rivalry. The match where Shawn came back after 4 years at SummerSlam 2002. And to me, that was the match that stole the show in that one.
Yeah.
And that's because that SummerSlam was actually pretty solid.
Yeah, and the second match for me is the Royal Rumble 2004.
The last man standing. Yeah, some people knocked that match, but I thought it was good. I mean, the ending you could argue kind of sucked, but that match up until that ending was actually good. And the Hell in the Cell, still the longest Hell in the Cell ever.
Yeah, 40-something minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because Shawn Michaels is just a fucking maniac when they start getting in the ring and just throwing holds. He turns into a fucking maniac.
Yeah. I was like, man, this is some Ric Flair Harley Race shit. Like, they get in the cage, he fight like 30 minutes and shit. I was like, this is some Ric Flair Dusty Rhodes from back in the day shit.
So we got 8. So you said The Rock, Austin
Michaels,
Shawn Michaels.
Shoot. Let's see. Two more rivalries.
You're leaving one name off the list that you just should not forget. Mick Foley.
Oh, yeah, Foley. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up, actually. Mick Foley would definitely be one. Because Foley, to me, is the one that turned me on to Triple H as a single. Because he was just coming off really the DX time.
Yeah.
But I was still, even though he had been in the game for several months, I still wasn't sold on him being solo. I still saw him as the DX dude. And then they had announced that street fight at the Royal Rumble 2000. Him and Mick Foley, as Mick Foley went with the ego of Cactus Jack. I thought to myself, oh, Triple H gonna lose. He gonna get that ass whooped. Cactus gonna walk out with the belt. And then he beat him. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, people talk about Foley and Triple H in Hell in the Cell. It's like, oh, that's the best match. I'm like, no. The street fight was the better match, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, the Hell in the Cell didn't suck, but the street fight was the better match, in my opinion. That's the one that put Triple H on the map for me. Number 5.
The last one.
Number 5.
Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, you can make the argument. You know who I was going to now? Okay, number 5, I'll say Undertaker. Even though they didn't feud that much, their WrestleMania matches, all 3 of them are pretty much legend now.
Yeah. But the first one is forgettable, and I hate that.
Nah, the first one was good. Probably the best one for me.
The worst one was the first one, and that's saying something because I thought it was pretty good. But then when you put them against the last 2, it sucks.
He picked them up for that last ride, and Triple H picked up the sledgehammer and smacked him in the head with it. I thought it was over.
I didn't say that one was bad. I said it's forgettable.
Oh, okay.
WWE
it didn't suck. It didn't suck, but then when you compare that match at WrestleMania X7 to the other 2 they had, it looks bad. Especially that one in Atlanta, the middle one. I mean, everybody talks about the end of the era match, but I think the middle one was the best match they had at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Triple H just fucking wrecked him.
God! And I'll tell you what, that's when that's one you could make an argument he should have lost the streak. Because I mean, I'm an Undertaker fan. I'm not really that big of a Triple H fan, but I'll give credit where credit's due. Triple H whooped his ass.
Yeah. Everybody.
I mean, he practically killed that man.
Yeah, it's like watching the Spurs and Heat play.
You know when I thought it was over too? When he gave him the tombstone, I was like, oh shit, it's over. He don't even need the pedigree at this point. I was like, shit, he just gave the man his own move. I said, it's over. And then he still kicked out. I was like, damn. What's this man going to have to do? Shoot him?
Yeah, he beat Taker so bad that he couldn't even walk on his own.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you can make the argument, he should have lost the streak then. Because, I
but
mean,
that's
he
also
whooped his
when
ass.
I got a few honorable mentions for the Triple H top five matches. I think those are legit top five rivalries, but I like the Batista rivalry too.
Yeah, Batista's an honorable mention.
I wouldn't put
Um,
Orton up there. I would not even do it.
Mm.
It just seems like they had to force it, but the Batista thing, it happened so naturally.
yeah. Yeah, Orton, none of their feuds with, well, except for that one in 2009, the match at Mania sucked, but the build up to it was awesome. Triple
Yeah,
H and
that's why I don't want to
Orton,
make it a top five because the match wasn't that good, and they tried the
yeah,
first time when Orton won the strap that first time,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it had
I'll give you
moments
two. I'll give you two more honorable
like when they
mentions
stabbed
too.
Orton in the back,
Yeah,
and then the whole DDT and Stephanie thing.
Yeah.
Those were cool moments, but the overall feud, it felt forced. It didn't feel that
yeah.
natural flow that the
Whereas the one
Cactus
with
Jack one had.
Batista felt more natural,
Hmm
like you said. Give you two
Just
more honorable mentions, and you could argue against or for. I would have
okay.
to say both the Chris's and
Oh,
Yeah,
Jericho.
Chris
yeah.
Jericho definitely goes up there
Yeah.
as an honorable mention because they never really got that feud that they should have had, but it was always there and you could feel it.
Yeah, but when Chris Jericho was still in WCW, I called that a dream match. I said,
Hmm
these two should fight. Then 2 years later,
Yeah.
I won't.
Now I'll tell you one that could have happened, but for some reason it never really did develop, and it probably could have happened. Although they did have a good match on Raw in an Iron Man match. Benoit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Benoit
I
could have.
missed that
Yeah,
match.
no, 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 no. They did have a feud. They did have a feud.
Yeah.
It's just Eugene was the star of the feud. People
Yeah,
forgot
that's
Benoit
that's
was
what
even in
I'm
it.
saying. They didn't really have a real good one that they could have had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
well,
always had
because
somebody in the middle.
yeah,
There's
hmm
somebody.
because Benoit couldn't carry his own on the mic, so they put the Eugene character in it, where
Yeah,
Eugene was
because
Benoit's friend,
and I
and
always said that even before he did what he did. I always said that Chris Benoit, great wrestler, he could not talk worth shit on the
Yeah,
stick.
he so couldn't. The
So
only thing he
somebody
could say,
asked me once, well, who would you have pushed, him or Guerrero? I said Guerrero.
yeah, but the
Even
only
though I
thing,
like Benoit better as a wrestler, Guerrero had the overall package.
yeah,
yeah, but I actually agree with WWE doing what they did at the time. I mean, given Guerrero's past issues at that time, he was dealing with being hooked on a lot of different stuff at that time,
yeah,
Yeah,
and he was coming back from that. So you're not gonna put a strap on a guy who's still recovering from that. At least not at the time until you can really trust him. And that's
yeah.
why people stop saying CM Punk needs to come back and take the title. The company will never give him a championship because if he just walks
oh
out like
hell
that,
no, hell no.
nah,
I
he'll
mean,
never hold a
yeah,
championship
I'm
again.
glad I'm not the only one that's sick of hearing that. I mean, if he
I'm
comes
the
back,
biggest
fine, but
CM
quite
Punk
frankly,
fan
I don't
ever.
miss him.
But
Yeah.
as a company, if I mean seriously, if you're the owner of a company, you're gonna give the big fucking prize. You're gonna give employee to the month to this guy who just said gave you the finger and walked away when the company
No,
really needed him.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
Well,
man.
wouldn't.
Let's be
they
serious.
move on. They just move on. Still get
Yeah, they
they
just
money.
moved on. They said Roman Reigns, you're the new guy. Seth Rollins, you're CM Punk and Jeff Hardy combined into one. So we're gonna roll with you now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
Yeah.
and
what
quite
Seth Rollins is.
frankly,
He's a CM Punk and Jeff Hardy hybrid, basically.
everybody said,
He just doesn't have that edge. Hardy had that edge.
uh huh,
CM Punk had that edge. I don't see that edge in Rollins,
no, not yet
especially not that
anyway.
bullshit last week.
I
That was some
mean,
bullshit.
this is how Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a great in-ring performer. He's a great athlete, but yeah, he doesn't have quite that edge. I mean, this is how much poor of an edge, at least right now, Seth Rollins has. And you might
Hmm
disagree with me, like, ooh, Daniel Bryan at times has more edge than
More of
Seth
an edge than
Rollins.
he does. I said the
Yeah.
same thing.
At times.
But the thing is, I'm about to. I got something to say about these fucking wrestlers who go on Twitter and they want to berate fans for saying, y'all need to stop talking so much and let the storyline play out. Let the storyline play out. give it time. But in this day and age, the social media, the internet age, 1 week can make or break you. It's like McDonald's now. Everybody has that McDonald's mindset. Get it in quick. If it sucks, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. You don't make Lil Wayne doesn't fart on a record and put the song out, and if people say it don't suck, they don't give it time. If it sucks, man. And that shit sucked on one day, man. I'm not
Predator looking ass.
Tagging out with the Shield and say, "Oh, give it time. I'm gonna appreciate it a year later." I'm not gonna appreciate it a year later. That shit sucked, man.
Yeah.
So stop telling us, wait, let the storyline develop. There's deep storylines that we let develop because we can look at it and we can see, okay, this is something deeper, like Bray Wyatt, like Bo Dallas. But this Seth Rollins shit, that was their time to actually do something with him, to put him on the fucking map. And they made him look like a bitch, man.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not even a promo cutter, and I don't claim to be.
They need to cast him the Total Divas for that bullshit he did.
No.
What grown man calls another grown man out for a fight and then runs away before anything fucking happens? Come on, man. Donald Sterling wouldn't even run away. Come on.
Hell
man.
no. Oh, dumb back. Oh, by the way, since you brought him up, what is this bullshit? Now he wants to sue the NBA. He turned out the deal, the take the buyout, to sell his team for $2 billion. Not million, billion. And now he says he's going to turn around and sue the NBA for $1 billion. Saying he got like dirt and this and that.
You know what?
That's why he's doing it.
Donald Sterling, you are the dumbest motherfucker alive.
No, that's why he's doing it, man. He's the Titanic, man. He's trying to take the whole ship down with him, man, because he knows he's not the only person who said that shit on a regular basis.
Yeah. But anyway, see, I was gonna wait till Ryan get here, but that's probably still there. But speaking of racist people, the year 2014 being the year of racist motherfuckers, I was gonna
I actually made a video called that too.
I was gonna bring up somebody else from recent time last week. This bitch from New York.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta wait for Ryan because Ryan's from New York, so we gotta hear his thoughts on that. He's from New York, so we gotta hear Ryan's thoughts.
Yeah, but I'm just say this. I'm gonna say this, then we're gonna get back to it when he gets here. You know what? I found nothing wrong with her. She's not pretty. She's not really that ugly, but I don't like her attitude. But anyways, I say she started it, so I'll probably to know what I'm gonna wait. No, to some extent, it's probably true.
We have to talk about it, man. We just go hear Ryan's thoughts when he comes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out here like this: that woman looked third world retarded.
Yeah.
So if you look that retarded, it's okay to be a racist because you look retarded anyway.
Yeah.
From the get go.
Yeah, and she was talking about, oh, he had no business. But here's the thing: he told you he was taping you,
and you just kept going. I think she was drunk personally. Anyone who's dealt with a drunk woman already knows how they act, man.
Yeah, she could have stopped it right then and there as soon as he told her, I'm taping you. But anyways, so it all started when dude honked this horn on accident, scared her kids. Now that's an honest mistake right there. That's all it is.
There's nothing to go at nobody at though, man. That's the thing. Yeah. It's like, was he at fault? The man was in his car. He didn't get out of his car not once, and she making death threats. And if you so concerned that your kids is, in the camera, you're going to the store, right? Any logical person would take their kids, buy some candy, get back in your car, and go home.
Yeah.
She was probably drunk, man.
Then you had to lash out.
That's my thoughts. I think
then you had to lash. Then the bitch had to lash out right in front of them. Oh, what's my boy John here? What's going on, man?
Yo, sorry it took me a while. I was on my drums and I couldn't hear notifications and shit like that. What's going on?
That's cool. Yeah,
we're talking about the New York racist woman.
Yeah.
The New York what?
That racist woman.
Oh, that bitch. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all right, it happens.
Yeah, but anyways, back to that woman. You know what? That to some extent, I do believe it's true that it's a difference between blacks and niggers and all that. Yeah, you can find a lot of them down here in West Memphis. But what she did, she started the whole fight, so she's wrong. She's wrong.
I saw
She
that
was
video.
drunk, man. She was drunk.
And
Yeah.
I swear,
It,
if I was the judge, I would swear she was probably drunk.
Yeah,
I
then
would
she,
have someone follow her around and see how much alcohol she buys in a week, and if she
yeah.
buys more than her body amount could take, I would go, nope,
Look
put
at her
her in
face.
well,
a
I
special
mean,
program.
I don't think her inebriation should even factor in if she is
It does factor in
penalized
when
for
you're
this
dealing
at
with
all.
women, man.
It shouldn't factor in at all. Well,
She's a
what
woman.
she did
It
was
factors in.
absolutely. I'm sorry.
Women have zero responsibility, man.
Yeah,
Take zero responsibility. She still
yeah,
thinks she's right for what she
In
did.
a way.
That's a woman. If
yeah,
a
that's
man would have did that, even
the
Donald
thing
Sterling
is.
apologized, man.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Yeah,
Even
Donald
Donald
Sterling,
Sterling
but
apologized.
you can't take his apology seriously. He apologized because of media scrutiny.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean that shit. Anybody who's caught being a racist, they apologize that's famous about, or that has a high public position. They don't give a shit. They
No,
apologize because their publicist tells them to apologize.
you know what?
You can't really put any credence in anything they say when they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
You know what?
It's bullshit.
I'm gonna just if I find their apology more believable if they do it later on. To do it real quick like that, I can't buy into it. That's like going to jail and then wanting to find Christ and all that. I can't find it believable.
I just can't buy any of it, man. That's just how my mind operates. I hear somebody say something stupid, whether it's a Donald Sterling or a Don Imus or a Rush Limbaugh, who never apologizes, and
have
they
to
come
literally
out and they
give women a
apologize. I'm
pass
like,
sometimes,
you're
man.
full of shit. You don't mean this. That this is damage control. And
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if that woman comes out and publicly apologizes, what? Insert
And
excuse here.
did you even hear her quote
Yeah,
unquote
did you hear her apology? She
No.
didn't really apologize. It was more like a
Not
backhanded
really.
apology.
What'd she say?
She apologized. What? She didn't apologize to the man. Like they kept asking, "Are you gonna apologize to the guy?" No, I'm not, cause he tried to run my kids over. But the kids are like 10 feet away from the fucking car, so and the
Yeah.
car is parked. So how did he try to run them over?
Yeah,
She
and
was
then
drunk,
plus
man.
she blames him for he tried to thanks for ruining my life. Put that mess on YouTube. Here's my thing. He told you he was taping you. He told you he was taping you. You were informed, and you kept running your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You kept
This
running
is
your
America,
mouth.
folks.
But then she went to
I'm
song.
telling you.
Yeah, she says the same old shit. Oh, I got black friends. Well, I like to see proof.
That's what everybody say.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
everybody say.
that's also a tip off in my opinion, right there.
Like
Whenever anybody really says, "Oh, I got white friends" or "I got black friends" or something, they're automatically suspect to me. I mean, I had to pretty much teach myself from stop saying that. Stop saying that myself because I didn't want to be suspect because to me that's suspect right there.
Let's look at Eminem. Let's look at MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly is the perfect example of this. Machine Gun Kelly, instead of, dropping the M-bomb, he substitutes the M-bomb by saying motherfucker in all his songs. Hangs with nothing but black dudes. You will never find a tape of Machine Gun Kelly either high, just going off like that, man. And he be high as a motherfucker, but he respects people enough to not do that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. It's your exes that count. The hell with some fucking certain word. But if a person goes on the street beating up minorities, gays, or white people, or burning crosses in black people's yard, that's when I fully consider you what you are. I'm gonna fully consider you prejudiced if you're doing else.
Well, even just saying something like that, like it's bad. You're not a little fucking kid. That woman looked like she was 60 years old in that damn fucking video, and she's still saying that shit.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I know she was drunk. You can look at the video.
Yeah,
and she's drunk in that video.
Word now is the husband or the ex-husband or whatever he was that she called herself calling now the word is, at least according to her, he's trying to get full custody of those children. And if that part is true, I said, well, I can't blame him.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's more of a reflection on her as a parent. Even if she's drunk, whether her words were fueled by alcohol or not, the fact remains she's got 2 kids and she's running around town with 2 kids and she's wasted. So.
Yeah. And then I think I heard one of those kids say that they don't like blacks. And I said, you know what? Take those fucking kids away. Take them away.
Yeah, because they're just repeating what their mama's saying.
That bitch deserved to be alone. You know what?
I mean, it's like when you sit around kids, you know, you start to realize that kids, they're not. You program a kid to be a certain way, you know.
Yeah.
That don't just a kid doesn't just pop up and just start becoming racist, you know.
You know what?
Their parents teach them.
I'm gonna just say this: that bitch deserved to be alone until she realized, then cry herself crazy and realized what she done was fucked up.
Oh, there are a lot of parents
that deserve. She's a woman, man. She's not gonna realize she did anything.
Well, you don't know that for sure.
Now, because most people with that racist mindset, usually they're always saying they're the victim. And they rarely look at themselves.
Watch the Maury show.
I'd rather not.
Nothing she does is wrong.
Yeah.
Society.
Since we're talking about stuff that's in the news, like celebrity and stuff, here's a couple of celebrity pieces. You see where Halle Berry got taken for child support?
I rarely pay attention to celebrity shit, so this is all
rarely?
Yes.
Okay. It was just something I just thought, I was like, that's ironic because you usually hear about dudes getting taken for it.
What did you do?
Basically, not the guy that she's with now, but the guy that she had that big blow up with, that so-called model that she had her daughter with.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, won like alimony and child support. Like $15,000, like something like $20,000 a month in child support, and $150,000 in alimony.
She has to pay that to him?
Yes.
Damn.
It was some high numbers. I'll put it that way.
Talk about fucking role reversal.
Yeah.
I wonder what the judge saw in the case that made him rule that.
Yeah, because if he's supposed to be this big model and stuff, where's his money?
Well, I'm reading the story here. Let's see. $200,000 a year. Ouch. You see, this is why marriage ain't worth it, folks. Marriage,
what we talking about?
It's not worth it.
$200,000 a year. That's what I just heard. I'm like, shit.
The dude was never even married to Halle Berry.
Oh.
They just got together and had a kid.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, although they never married.
Oh, that shit.
Dated from 2005 to 2010. They engaged in a very public tug of war.
That's the double standard of society, man. Because if it was the other way around, if Halle Berry was collecting that same amount from him, no one would complain.
Yeah, nobody would.
Yeah, that's true.
The Maury Show, watch the Maury Show, because you know what? I keep bringing up the Maury Show because if you watch Maury, you'll have they always put the girl first, right? The girl comes first.
Yeah.
He's the daddy of my kids. I know he's the daddy of my kids. He's a low down loser, and he comes out and he gets booed immediately. And then he tells his side of the story, and then he's like, "Well, look, man, I'm working 3 jobs. I'm doing this. I'm doing that." And it sounds cool from a man's side of it, but he still get booed because that's the double standard. And you look at her, and it's like, and then they reveal you are not the father, and they still boo him. They feel stupid.
Straight up, do you believe any of that show is legit?
No.
Okay.
It's
not anymore.
I'd say the majority of them fixed.
Yeah,
it's bigger than pro wrestling.
No, I'm gonna just say that. Speaking of these shows, you got that Dr. Phil, Steve Wilkos.
I'd say the majority of them are fixed.
But I'm gonna just say this about Steve Wilkos.
Oh, dude, Steve Wilkos is that shit is fixed from here to the moon.
I'm gonna just say this. as far as him with that,
I hope y'all lacing up, man.
say this, as far as that lie detector goes, he should know by now that lie detector doesn't help anything.
Yeah, he's a former cop. He should know better than that.
Yeah,
Who, Maury or Steve Wilkos?
Steve Wilkos.
Steve Wilkos. Yeah,
Okay.
the lie detector has been debunked so many friggin' times. And
Yeah, it messes with your nervous. It messes with your nervous system. They don't tell the truth or tell it you're lying.
It
Well, what it
depends on
is,
the type
yeah,
of lie detector test
you're
you
already
take.
going
It
into
depends on
the
the type.
thing nervous, and it detects like your heart rate and your body temperature and all that kind of stuff.
You gotta. There's different types of lie detector tests. There really are. Like in the military, when you're doing intel work, because I used to do intel work, you know, sometimes, you know, they have different types of lie detector tests they give you to make sure you can hold that information. They got the polygraph, they got the other shit that they do. There's different types of lie detector tests. So I don't know what type of lie detector they do on Maury, but yeah, you can literally fool a lie detector test, but you know, like we've already said that it's probably 90% bullshit, but it entertains us. Like Denzel said about that paper in Training Day, that newspaper. It's 90% bullshit, but it entertains me. You know, there's not just only one solid lie detector test. There's like 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of lie detector tests. There's different types to it.
Yeah. Hey, got a question. Whoever this man is, would you agree with me that he should have his man card totally pulled? And it's related to this next topic I'm gonna bring up.
Who, Maury?
No.
No.
You hear the news about Wendy Williams having a stalker problem?
Yeah, he loses his man card immediately if he's a man.
Yeah, yes. And let me say up front, stalking is foul.
There's
Stalking
better
is foul
people to
and
stalk
a scary
than Wendy
situation.
Williams.
But
No, someone
who
stalk
the
her,
hell,
please.
unless it's the stalker to kick her ass over something she said, who the hell's gonna stalk Wendy Williams? Who?
She ain't got no hair, man.
I mean, I get somebody
bitch ain't got
stalking
no hair.
Sandra Bullock. I get somebody
Penelope
stalking
Cruz,
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Nelly
Halle
Furtado,
Berry.
Trish Stratus.
Yeah, but who the fuck gonna stalk Wendy Williams? I'll be like,
Don't
hey,
nobody want
you
Wendy
ain't got
Williams'
no
old
hair.
ass.
Huh?
Yeah. Nobody wants her old ass like you said.
She ain't got no damn hair. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's just weave for an extent.
That is weird, man. That's a wig. I mean, at least she admits it's a wig. You know, but it's like
Yeah,
nobody
she
want
does.
Wendy Williams' old ass.
Yeah, I mean,
I give her credit for that
when she
though.
was in her 20s and 30s, if you ever seen like old footage or old pictures of her, she actually did not look that bad. I mean, she never looked that good.
Wendy Williams has
looked
never
that
been a
bad.
10.
Huh?
She has never been a dime.
No,
Never.
not at all. And she even admits this.
Yeah, she even admits it, you know, and that's why there's some points of her that I go, okay, Wendy Williams, like, she's cool because of this, and then she says something dumb. And I'm like, come on, man. I understand you want to make these desperate housewives feel good about themselves and say, oh, this one's evil. Robin Thicke, oh, he cheated on his wife, but he's not evil because he cheated on a black woman. But when Tiger Woods cheats on a white woman, he's evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, she especially, and I've noticed this too, especially when it's black males, she's especially harsh.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I don't know what, and I know she tends
She's
to
more
give
hardcore
white
than
males
Seth
more
Rollins.
of a pass, unless they do something they have to do something really, really foul.
No.
She didn't get on Justin Bieber yet, but she quick to get on Chris Brown. Chris
Yeah.
Brown got out of jail, and 1 minute later, she got to talk shit about him. Justin Bieber, he goes to the Yasukuni shrine here and fucks up. She ain't say shit.
Yeah, in fact, the last
I'm glad someone else
I heard
lacing
her
up.
talk shit about was Sterling, but when you think about it, that's an easy target, though.
Yeah, he's an easy target. I don't get this. You know, the whole media does this, you know. Oh, my God, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Justin Bieber. Wait, let's talk about Justin Bieber and him.
What we gonna do with him?
His publicity stunts that he's doing. These are publicity stunts, people. Open your eyes. They're publicity stunts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, you don't just fly to, you know, Japan and go to the Yasukuni shrine out of the blue and do something that stupid. You don't go to Japan and not know where the fuck you are. You don't go to Brazil and not know where the fuck you are. You don't go to Chicago and not know where the fuck you are. You don't just go someplace and not know where you are. Unless you're high or drunk.
I try to stay as detached from this stuff as possible, so I have no.
If I went down to Arkansas to visit Black Ice, or if I went to go visit you, or if I go to visit Mr. Griffin, okay, I'm there. I got friends there, but I'm gonna make sure I know exactly where the fuck I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. I mean, even
That's
around
just
this
for
little
real.
town like Bluefield, you don't want. There's certain parts, especially at night. There's certain parts around here you don't want to be at night.
Oh yeah.
And you better know somebody.
Yeah, when you're in a foreign country, especially for people who've been to foreign countries, you try to make sure you have an idea at least of where the fuck you are. So I don't buy that whole. I buy the whole him apologizing and saying that it was a mistake, but I don't buy the whole and then the whole racist rant that he had when he was 15 years old. It's just a publicity stunt, man. Because if he didn't want people to see that, he could have easily paid up the money and got that film, but he chose not to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Delete that thing altogether, and you would have been all right. I'm like, I think the reason why Justin Bieber's doing this, because me and my best friend I did videos with like 4 years ago, we said he's going to fade away in a few years. That's what he probably was feeling, and that's why he's doing all this stuff now. So he won't fade. I mean, fade away.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think Miley Cyrus did some of the stuff she did.
Yeah.
You have to reinvent yourself sometimes. But
yeah.
I think that,
and I think that's why Rihanna recently pulled the stunt she did.
Bieber can afford to do that because 90% of Bieber's audience, it's not black people.
No. Most black people don't give a shit.
Most black people look at Justin Bieber and we say, oh, you're a Chris Brown clone. That's all you are. Chris Brown got popular. He started making money. And they said, well, let's find a white version of Chris Brown. And they found this kid in Canada who could sing. They taught him how to dance. They gave him Usher as a producer, as well as a few other producers. And they said, oh, here we go. We got the white Chris Brown, basically.
Which I don't get.
That's all they did.
I don't get Usher because, I mean, aside from the N-word comment.
Usher's career is over. He getting them checks, man. He getting them checks. That's what he doing.
Aside from that, though, Justin Bieber practically disrespected the dude. Like, when he first started getting in trouble and Usher, and everybody was like, oh, Usher ought to talk to him and this, that. I was like, doesn't Justin Bieber have parents and people around him? Why ain't they?
We spoke on Usher. Usher lost all his man points after that Confessions album. That Confessions album was the last time he had man points. After that, he lost all man points. He want to go techno and start wearing skinny jeans and shit.
Yeah.
That was
he
it.
kind of lost points with me. Like when he got with that woman that he later got divorced from. I'm like, okay, granted, we know Chili, we know that Chili isn't exactly a Vestal virgin. But I'm like, you chose this other woman over Chili?
Just don't get
really?
Too excited. Promise me you're not going to get too excited. Okay, I love you. Go ahead.
Oh, excuse him there, John. He just talked to his wife.
Oh, that's what I figured. But I was like, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You chose that other woman over Chili? Really? I mean, I know Chili's not exactly a saint.
From TLC?
Yeah.
Who would pass her up, man?
I would.
This other girl.
She been hanging out with Left Eye, man. Left Eye be burning motherfuckers' houses down, man. Who knows what she gonna do?
Yeah, they all three of them had. That's why, in a way, you know that whole thing when Rihanna went to that fashion award show, she might as well have went there butt naked.
That ain't none of their business, though, man. For real.
Yeah,
that's why celebrities do this shit.
I'm a Rihanna hater. I actually made a video saying, you know, as much as I hate to admit this, Rihanna had a point.
Rihanna has more balls than most men in the world.
Huh?
I said Rihanna has more balls than most men in the world. Like we were looking at, everybody knows Russell Westbrook plays for OKC Thunder, and
Uh-huh.
his weird Zappin' Rogers fashion style. It's like an '80s style. He
Uh-huh.
wears all these eclectic, over the top outfits, and it's like, well, I was looking at the slideshow with my wife last night, and my wife was like, "Hey, one of those belts he has, I has that same belt." She ran and she got the belt, and I said, "Oh my god!" But at the same time, when you put yourself out there as a man, especially, you can't help but respect that. That he has the balls to do that. I don't know any guy who would wear what Russell Westbrook wears. And some of the shit look good, but some of it's hit or miss. It's the same with Rihanna. Sometimes she wears something and she's damned if she do, and she's damned if she don't.
Yeah. I
It's
thought
not
that was
like
going
Lady
up there.
Gaga coming out in that ham costume. That's something that
Now,
someone should have pulled Lady Gaga aside and let her know, hey, it ain't cool, Gaga. You need to get something different. That dress for Rihanna, I actually like the dress. I wasn't looking at the dress thinking about, no homo on that. I'm just saying, I didn't look at the dress and just go, oh, she's half neck. I looked at the dress and I said,
I
well,
was
it's all
thinking
right,
more in terms of her going to like something like that with that on.
She's
I mean,
not
me
the
as a
first
man,
person
I
to do
could
that,
care
though, man.
less. I mean, me as a
She's
man,
not the
I could
first girl
care
to do that.
less. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, as a man, hey, you giving me more shit to look at. You making
Hey,
the award show entertaining for me.
Ryan's here. What's going on, man?
Eating. What's up?
Hey,
Yeah,
before
let me
we,
get some Xerxes juice.
hey, man, I wanted to just say some few things when you got here. And then we're gonna move on. Like first, I'm just gonna address the guy who oh, Gmo's gone. I'm gonna wait. Something happened with his phone, but Ryan, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna address these little punks first, readdress them so I can get this out there, then move on, not think about them no more, and then I'm gonna address the guy who caused us to do this episode over again.
Hmm?
Okay, first the word fag. All right, when I used that word, hey, I wasn't making fun of nobody's sexual preference. That's another way of me calling you a loser. What you
Mhm.
think?
Yeah, well, words can change meanings over time.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like the word gay, faggot, it's changed over time.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like it's just like how trying to think. There's another word that's a good example too. Like the word bitch.
Yeah.
What did the word bitch originally mean?
Female dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now then it became like a way to demean women. Now fucking women call each other bitches.
It wasn't exclusively used as a way to demean women. It was just because at least not to my knowledge. I mean, I don't know the etymology of the word, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't just exclusively to disparage women. I'm sure because like an asshole woman,
Yeah.
I guess, but
when they,
I don't know.
When they get an attitude, they
I would need to
deserve it.
get into the etymology of it, and that's kind of an interest of mine, looking into how we got all of our lovely swear words. And
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
another example is where Miss Griffin and Gmo, we know this very well, and this is the N word. Yeah, that kind of like my nigga. That means my homie, my friend. Or
And that
whatever.
changed over the years.
Yes.
yeah, it's changed over the years, but not for the better. I mean, whenever I
Yeah.
hear a white person using the word, I mean, and I'm talking about the one that ends in A, and I just don't use it because it's, well, number one, it's stupid for me to use it in any form.
Yeah,
And
but
number
I'm
two,
gonna say-
it's lost all of its meaning. It's the only meaning it has is to racist pieces of shit, and I'm not a racist piece of shit.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah. And here's what's funny, and I found this out recently. This is actually a fact. The word has been butchered so much over the last 100 or so years. It's not even funny. Like the original word meaning of it, which was spelled Neggar, actually meant king in African language.
Well, yeah, in Africa.
Well,
But over the years, it's been so twisted up and stuff.
I wouldn't
It's
say
to the point
twice,
where
I would say
unless I'm trying to make a point with it or something,
Yeah.
I almost never use the word.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't even
I'm,
approach another
what we
black person
have,
like that.
they're just derivatives. I mean, the word started out as
Word in black for Spanish,
I can't
negro.
remember. I think it was like Neger. I think it's the one that you said.
Yeah,
And
but-
yeah, in Africa, that was probably used to denote a king, but over time, like the English language is basically derivatives of derivatives of derivatives, starting with Latin, or not even starting with Latin, starting with even like character languages and languages before that even.
I'm gonna say.
But the thing that gets me the most are the idiots, and I posted about this on Facebook. I don't know if Brian saw it, but the thing that gets me the most, pisses me off the most, is when white people use the word and they defend themselves by saying, "Oh, it means ignorant."
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this.
Or they try to say, "Oh, would all those rappers be saying it?" And I'd be
Yeah.
like,
No,
"Yeah,
my
But
favorite
the,
time.
the ignorant thing is the one that gets me the most, because there is no written evidence anywhere in history, in any dictionary, in any no lexicographer is going to tell you that word means ignorant, because it doesn't. There's not even there's no synonym there.
Yeah, they use.
There's
They just.
You know what? If you want a definition of someone who's racist, whoever uses that as an excuse to use, that word in general, there should be no debate why you can't say the word. Why is there even a debate about it? Why do you even have to argue or debate it? You know the history behind it, so why would you say something like that? You don't see cats walking up to Italians and saying that to Italians, or walking up to a Mexican barbecue and saying a little certain something to the Mexicans that would get them riled up. There should be no debate about it. You know it's wrong to do it, but you keep doing it,
It ain't
which
worth
further
it.
proves that. Yeah,
Why-
it's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Why do you
It's not even worth talking about. We have nothing to talk about that.
and then
You know it's wrong. I know it's wrong, and if you get fucked up in the process, it's different. If you're like, I'd say like, man, it's such a slippery slope with some people. Like you have some cats who legitimately respect the culture. They cool. Maybe they, you go to a DMX concert with them, and they get, that adrenaline start going, and they just singing the song. They're quoting the song, so you give them a pass for it, or they're quoting an event.
yeah.
Then I would say it's okay. You're quoting an event, and you want to get the raw emotion from it. Okay, but just saying it just to say it, like that's cool.
Well,
There should be no debate. It ain't cool to say it.
Stupid
Yeah,
fucking
as far as
parameters. When it comes to this language, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where people just that they should understand by now that if you use that word, you're going to be subject to scrutiny instantly. So why
You're subject to get fucked up if you use it around people you don't know.
defend yourself? Why say it and try to justify it when you know it's just going to end up in a big fucking shit fest?
There ain't no defense to it for me personally. If I don't know you and you're using that word, you're going to get a baseball bat to the skull because I don't know you. It's different if I know you and I go, oh, he's just quoting a song. He cool as hell. I know he's not burning crosses, but
but
if
somebody's
I don't know you.
You know him, but somebody else that didn't know him that could be standing next to him would probably be the one to bash him with a baseball.
That's why we have a brief. We give a brief. We set them down like Navy SEALs. We give them a brief. Like, look, man, when you're around me and my family, we know you cool. But when we at the club and you got all these people around you who don't know you, you're a grown man. You can say what you want to say, but
watch your
if
mouth.
you that bold to say what you want to say, you better be Chuck Liddell or Brock Lesnar, man, because
That's how fucking.
or just be smart enough not to say it, man.
That's how
In that
bad
situation.
language has become.
But I'm gonna say this.
Now we have to sit people down and say, oh, well, you can't say this and you can't say that, so just don't say any of it.
Yeah, don't nobody want to be the word police, though, man. I mean, I'm not the word police. A grown man is a grown man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say
If you grown enough to say it, be grown enough to accept the consequences for that. You grown enough to know I don't know these people I'm around, and you bold enough to say it. You think getting into a Shakespearean debate with some people who want to kill you at that moment is gonna help the situation? Just don't say it. Just don't say it.
I'm
Like,
gonna
you
say
take
this.
the word fag, for example.
Yeah,
You take the word
yeah,
fag.
back to the word fag.
Fag is different. Fag is different because in
No.
fag, yes, in British language, if you're over in Europe, fag can mean cigarette.
British slang shit.
Okay.
Don't give me the British slang shit. We all know what it means in British slang, but in the context of what it means over here in America.
Well, yeah, if you're in America and you say that shit, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, if you say that shit here, you're one of those people that has to, especially if you're a celebrity, you gotta bring out the envelope and say, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And there's a reason for that, because we are more than ever sensitive to the homosexual culture.
Yes.
And that's...
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
not.
Hey,
I'm not.
Hey.
Well, just because you aren't doesn't mean that, you know, we have to... Because, I mean, I used to be of the mindset and the mentality that, you know, they're just words. I don't give a shit. But then I started actually using my brain and realizing that the same thing with the N-word is the same thing with the word fag. I just don't use it because it's not worth explaining and going through this.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just not worth the trouble.
I mean,
I agree with you on that, though.
Gay guy that, but if you were calling somebody, like you know, somebody that's not gay, I mean that
yeah.
You know,
yeah, the word fag, yeah, if someone call a guy a fag, yeah, he might stump your face in if you don't know him. But, you know, guys call each other gay, guys who know each other may call each other faggots every fucking day at work. But you know that person, so it's different in that situation.
A gay bystander, you know.
I'm going to say something. Hey, now, when I used that word fez towards those kids a few weeks ago, those kids ain't gay. And anyways, they crossed the line with me, so you get what you deserve and anything. And then this little ringleader there comes up and say, hey, I made fun of them because of their sexual preferences. Hey, those kids,
if you heard a white person calling a white person the N-word, how would you react?
I'm gonna just say, yeah, whatever. I just say, whatever.
Yeah, that's a bit, that's a hard rock question.
Like, what the hell?
I just say.
Yeah, that's just weird.
So I mean, you can call them fags because they're not gay, but I mean, I don't understand it. I guess I just understand where this shit's coming from.
Yeah, I hear the N-word almost every day because due to the city I live in, because I'm pretty much like in a hood-like place. Like half of the time I hear almost everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm too much used to. I'm like, whatever. Shoot. I'm tired.
Yeah, even me, yeah, because I grew up in southern Chicago, so I'm a bit numb to it. But you know, now that I live over in Japan and everything, it really just opened my mind to so much shit. So I don't really like as you get older, you realize that yeah, you know, you could react and you could fuck somebody up, but people call you that all the time when you ain't even looking. So it's not even really worth fucking people up most of the time for things they say.
Yeah, but I'm now back to this, and I'm gonna finish this. Like when I tried to fix the issue that I had with those people a few weeks back, hey, we can like talk this out like men, or we can like have our bridges burnt and all that. But they want to insist on not being little bitches, unwilling to take any criticism. They the ones acting like children. And I'm gonna say, hey, I was just teaching them a lesson in respecting people. Hey, you don't disrespect us because back in January we was as nice as genuine as to let them stay on this show. But they did. But when they grow older, karma's gonna come back on them. They're gonna know how it feels when little kids younger than them disrespect them.
Ain't nobody worried about them, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody worried about them.
I'm getting off my chest, man. No, but as far as this guy older than me concerned, he want to jump in and start or something. I'm like, you're the same age as me. Hey, you're supposed to be a damn role model. Try to step in and solve this between us instead of being one-sided. But I'm just say this, hey, if you don't want to address me personally, hey, you on the bad list, and I ain't gonna respond to your cocksucking ass no more. You're a waste of time. End the story. I won this feud. Now we can move on to the next guy who fucked up this show last time. Yeah, that guy that kept coming in. Yes. All right, now as far as
I got nothing to say to him. You know, let karma catch up to him. You know, there ain't nothing really to say, you know, about it. You know, it's like he did it. All you doing is you're giving him the attention he wanted, you know, by, you know, continuing to talk about him, you know. You're giving him what he want, man. He's just a guy with daddy issues, man. Nothing to talk about.
Yeah, no, he's being a fucking coward, just jumping into shit. Didn't want to deny it and all that. But that's the end.
It's half the internet.
But sometimes they can get to me. But I mostly don't let it happen. But at some point it happens. Yeah, especially with ungrateful fucks like a certain woman that I got into it with. But fuck her, huh? But we can go on to the subjects and all that.
You know what? I got a new subject. You know how whenever a guy gets locked up and he did something to hurt a kid, they say, "Oh, they're gonna fuck you up in jail. They're gonna fuck you up in jail," and then 2 years later he gets released from jail and moves right down the street from you. Do you honestly believe that child molesters get murdered in jail?
There's the
In your
potential,
opinion?
but they don't always do.
Yeah, the reason why they don't,
But
the reason why
Go
they
ahead,
don't
go ahead.
sometimes because they're hiding in those church sections of the church. I mean of the jail.
you can't hide in jail, man. You got a
Yeah,
cellmate. You got to go eat at some point. You can't just hide in jail, man. People can legitimately kill you in jail and get away with it.
yeah. If they in the church,
So
they can.
you got to go to your cell at some point.
Yeah,
You got to take a shit at some point. You got to shower at some point.
That's true.
And somebody in that jail, at least one person, is gonna at least know what you did. You can't just go to jail and keep quiet about that shit. Somebody know. Someone gonna hear you talking to your lawyer about filing an appeal, and they gonna know, oh shit, he was touching little kids. I don't believe child molesters get fucked up in jail. I don't believe that. Because there's so many of them.
Yeah, there's the potential, but I don't think all of them do.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those myths, like maybe back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s, it was that way. But now we're so pussyfied that no one wants to do anything.
Mm.
Yeah. Hey, dude, there's something I was gonna bring up. Dude, it was on my. Oh, hey, do any of you watch the Advice Show? That's on YouTube.
Nope.
Hey, he had a story, man, that I want you to think of this. A mother found out that a 42-year-old male teacher was sending texts to their 15-year-old daughter, and
Wow.
and
Cool.
and this is how bad it got. The teacher had the nerve. Now the mom is not single; she's married. The father is in the house. The teacher actually went to the house to see the 15-year-old. No kidding. Basically, the father came to the door, told him, "Oh, you're not seeing her. Get off my property." And he wouldn't leave. The father literally took a baseball bat to his head.
Good for him. Good for him.
Hell yeah, man. He need a Medal of Honor, man. That's plus 1,000, man, points. Fuck that dude up, man.
Good. But
Because I'm a teacher over here, man. And yeah, it gives us a bad fucking name, man.
Yeah, that dude needs to get. Which, by the way, that should be another top 5. Or at least, what is the greatest torture scene you've ever seen in a movie?
ooh, so many. So you can go
Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs, definitely. That takes the cake, man. He cut the man's ear off and talked into it and kept stabbing him in the face with a knife, man. Reservoir Dogs.
Yep, he did too. That was fucked up.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
gonna
tell
be
you another
Tarantino
fucked
movie.
up one.
What was that
Hey,
one?
y'all ever see Casino Royale?
Yeah,
Oh,
we that knotted rope.
Yeah, where he cut the seat out, stripped
I know,
James
over
Bond
here.
butt ass naked, put him in the chair. They took that thick ass rope, kept hitting him in the balls with it.
Maybe you guys can remember this one now. What was the one horror movie from like the 80s? It was about like that girl, those two girls that were being babysit by their one neighbor, and her and the neighborhood kids were torturing them when the parents were away. Like they had them like locked up in the basement and shit. Yeah, I can't think of the fucking like it was based on real events like this. These parents trusted this neighbor to watch her two daughters. They were like 14, 15, something like that. And her and the neighborhood kids were torturing her. Like one of them got like her vagina like sewn closed with a blowtorch. They were fucking cutting them with razor blades and all this crazy shit. Yeah,
I
it's
ain't
like
never
in
seen that shit, man.
It's a horror movie. It's like from the 80s. It's a fucked up movie.
Weird shit, man.
But the thing is, though, it's based on a true story. Like, this woman actually did this shit to these kids, and one of the girls wound up dying.
There's some fucked up people in the world, man. I ain't never seen that shit, man. I'm worried about you now.
Yeah.
I couldn't even finish watching
You watching that wild shit, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all this: the torture scene I described from that James Bond film. How long would it have took you to give up the information?
I would have gave up the information before he even hit me once.
Nah. The Scarface chainsaw scene was harder than that, man.
What?
This man just chopped. Yeah, he chopped your best.
Oh,
friend's
yeah,
head off
Scarface.
with a chainsaw. He chopped.
What did he do
his leg
now?
off.
Cut him in half with a
Scarface.
chainsaw.
Oh.
Yeah, he cut his best friend. He handcuffed him to a damn shower rod, chopped his head off with a chainsaw right in front of him, and then chopped his leg off, and looked at you and said, "Where's the fucking money?"
Oh.
Yeah, I think the Scarface scene beats that. He just got hit in the balls with a rope, man. He just watched his best friend get chainsaw to death.
Yeah, but you saw what the Sheep was about to do when James would give up that info. He was like,
they was about to kill Al Pacino.
He was like,
they took the chainsaw, they had it right at his neck before Manny came in there blasting.
He was like, I think I will feed you what you don't seem to value. And was going with the blade to his nuts. Let's put it this way: if I somehow survived,
man,
get hit,
die another day.
The minute he'd try to take that blade there, I would have been like, look, it's Vespa. It's Vespa. Get that shit away from my balls.
Does anybody remember Die Another Day?
Oh,
when
yeah.
James Bond was in North Korea and getting tortured for 3 years.
Oh.
They stinging him with scorpions and poisoning him.
Oh yeah. They kicked Pierce Bronson's ass.
Well, he didn't get
his ass for years. That wasn't a 1 minute torture scene. That was years of torture. He was going under.
Stay out.
So this is why Pierce Brosnan still is one of my favorite Bonds, even if that movie was a little shitty and made no sense.
Yeah, no. God, that movie did have a horrible plot now I think about it. Oh, here you go. Wait, and you guys watch Game of Thrones?
No, not a fan.
Oh, well, there's a guy who gets tortured, but he gets like these two chicks to come up to him, right? They're like fully naked, these two hot chicks, right? And he's getting all turned on, like this guy's being held hostage, and he's thinking, all right, these chicks are just gonna fuck me, like something's going on. And then out of nowhere, like they just hold him down. This guy comes up and like starts taunting him, and then just cuts his dick off.
Oh!
Yeah,
that's the kid right there, man.
And then the fucked up part is after he cuts the dick off, he mails it to his father.
He nails it to his what?
Like he sends the package to the father.
Oh.
Yeah, and like, in the letter he puts like, I took your son's favorite plaything from him. Here it is.
Ooh.
Man.
He's like, if you don't start doing this, I'm gonna start sending other body parts next.
Yeah. I'll tell you another one that made me cringe. You ever seen a film called In Too Deep with Omar Epps, LL Cool J?
A long time ago.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, the part where they had the dude on the pool table butt naked, and LL takes the pool cue, it just basically just sticks it up his ass. I'm like, oh, no.
They're not gonna show that probably. Now that I'm watching on CW, they probably.
Oh yeah, they'll probably cut that part out.
Yeah, they're gonna censor that out definitely, man.
Yeah, they'll censor that part out.
Didn't it happen that one guy in New York City where he got like the cops like arrest him before they arrest him? They stuck like a plunger handle up his ass or something. It was like 10 years ago or something like that.
I think they gay. That's pretty gay, man.
What?
You gonna arrest a dude and then put a plunger up his ass? That's pretty gay, man.
Yeah. It was considered like to be like one of the most unusual like displays of like police brutality like ever recorded or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty gay.
Like not like the plunger part, like the wooden part.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on fiction, did you ever see a character that started out with great man points, but then by the time they did like the final film or final show he was ever in, they really took man points from him. You
Yeah,
know,
I've seen
I'm
it.
talking about the film series version. Highlander. Would you say by the time they got the end game, they really took man points from Connor McLeod?
Revolver Ocelot and Metal Gear Solid.
Huh?
Revolver Ocelot in the game Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. After a while, he just became he became Liquid's bitch.
Yeah, man, they just turned him into a bitch by the time Endgame came. And basically, that was basically Highlander. I don't even consider that film part of the actual movie run. I consider that film part of Highlander the series, in a way. Because that's mostly what it was. It just happened to have Connor McLeod in it.
Maybe Xerxes in 300. Maybe just a little bit as an honorable mention. They
Yeah.
talked about Xerxes like this big bad conqueror, and you're like, oh shit, this dude ain't nobody to be fucked with. And he shows up in a golden thong, and you're like, what the fuck?
Man, I don't know. I think you bring up Xerxes quite a lot, man. I'm starting to wonder if you got like a man crush on him.
I do, man. I have a man crush on Xerxes. I'll admit that, man.
Oh, okay.
I will.
Okay.
No homo. I got a man crush on him. There's certain people who I will admit I have a man crush on.
You can't say no homo after saying the shit you said about him. You gotta admit there's a little bit of homo in there.
These are my confessions. I've had man crushes on Xerxes, I'd say, Randy Orton at a point during the Legend Killer gimmick era. I think every man has that one athlete who is a man crush, or that one actor.
Yep.
Denzel in Training Day, that's a legit man crush. No homo.
Brad Pitt. If I was gay, Brad Pitt Fight Club.
Yeah, Brad Pitt and Fight Club, definitely.
Yeah, as far as wrestlers go,
Yeah.
it's a tie between two dudes for me. The Rock, of course, you know that's gonna come up.
Oh yeah, The Rock
Of course,
definitely
Bad
goes
Crush.
up there.
I have to admit, there was a period before he went crazy, Benoit. Because I used to love
My
when he
little
put on
brother
the
loved
cripple
him.
cross face and just practically be torturing dudes till they tapped out or found a way to escape.
That was the appeal of the crossface, though, is that he would put it on, the match would be over, and he would just leave it on and torture them even after the match was called, just to fuck with them. That was part of the appeal of it. Thank you.
Yep.
It was really good. Yeah, a little bit more, maybe.
Oh, speaking of which, y'all heard the news about his son, David,
Yeah.
supposed to be starting in
Yep.
July.
Yeah, they canceled it, I heard.
Oh, they said they canceled it?
Yeah.
Well, the word was they were trying to bring Chris Jericho back.
Nah, I don't think they.
To,
I don't think he should keep the Benoit name because it's
yeah,
not
he should
because of what
change
his
it to
dad
something
did.
else.
Nah, because his dad was so good that people are gonna see that name and instantly want him to be like his dad.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, doesn't use her dad's last name. And I thought, I said, that's actually smart because people are gonna see her for just her, rather than Brooke Hogan, who came into TNA and used the Hogan name, and people expected her to be good. But you know, yeah.
Plus, there's so much
like
infamy behind the name now. It probably, if he still does come to WWE, it'd probably be smart of him not to use that name.
Yes.
Nah, they're gonna definitely change his name in WWE, but I think he personally should change his name for business purposes.
Yes.
Because it'll help him stand out. If he's really good as a wrestler, he doesn't need his father's name. If you're gonna use your father's name, then at least go with Pegasus, the name he used in Japan.
The Wild Pegasus.
When you walk down the street you're in.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
You look and see garbage all over the street. You're in town. Up and down the street there ain't nothing but trash. Nigger girls trying to get a
Really?
Then you eat
Really?
food with a big mustache in Toontown.
Pathetic.
On the corner there's a nigger with a drink in his hand, that's Coon.
There he is again.
Right.
I gotta take that shit off Twitter.
Yeah, take this shit off Twitter.
Yeah, just
Shit.
take it off.
If y'all copied and pasted, y'all take it off too. Huh?
I didn't do it. No.
I didn't touch it, man.
I just put the link to the message.
Yeah, if I get disconnected, I'll just hit Ryan up, and Ryan can send it to me on Facebook.
Yep. Sure, I can copy and paste it. Well, I might have to go on the computer here. Hold up.
Man, this damn thing is slow. It needs to come on so I can get rid of this shit fast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who thinks that's cute, but
Yeah.
it's not. I
People
mean,
need to
this
grow the
guy
fuck-
obviously has issues.
Like, grow the fuck up. You're probably the same age as us.
Or he's single, he's got too much time on his hands, and he hasn't had his dick touched by anyone other than his mother since like he was 15, I'd say.
Yeah, for real. You know what? Let's talk about to change the subject from that insignificant turd.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Chinese guy that got his dick stuck in a pipe.
Bad check people get when the man brings his mail. By his mailbox he'll stand with his black out. Will there be any checks in his mail?
So I took both links off the Twitter. I took all the links off. If they ain't get through to us on Twitter, then they got to get through this show through something else. Probably the Google thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but what was you wanting to bring up? You was bringing up shoot. I done forgot the subject.
Oh, the guy who got his dick chopped off that Asian.
Oh yeah, got stuck in a pipe. I didn't hear about it. What was the story there? Yeah, what was the story there, man?
I can't hear him. Is he still there?
Yeah, I still see his picture up and stuff. But yeah, that sounds painful.
Yeah, I knew nothing about it.
Ooh. Really?
It ain't the smell, it ain't the black. White people might probably learn a little.
No.
But if you wanna know, nigger, I'll tell you what. This is a song. It's the attitude, stupid. It's what's inside your brain.
Get the fuck off my dick.
It's the attitude, stupid. Ain't you ever gonna change?
Dang.
I think somebody's get. You know what? Gmo probably got cut out, but shoot, they probably getting to us through the Google website.
Yeah.
No, they need to put something on here. Like, we need to approve these people before they actually join the show. Like, they need to get a request from us first. Then we have to approve it. That's what it needs to happen.
You're not gonna be able to put that up on Facebook.
If y'all got this on Facebook, take it off there.
I don't have Facebook.
No, I'm definitely not doing it through Facebook. Hey, Prince. Now, what was that story you was talking about? Dude,
Black went over it. Yeah, he was 61 years old. He was painting naked, and then he apparently slipped and fell, and his dick got caught in a pipe.
Oh!
And I think that's a bald ass lie. We know what he was really doing.
For me,
That sounds painful either way, though.
That's his fault. His dick shouldn't have gotten hard from being in a pipe. If it was big enough to fit or small enough to fit inside the pipe, you mean to tell me you couldn't daydream about some spiders or some cockroaches and make it soft again and then pull out of it? Come
Yeah.
on, man. Come on. Really? This dude was trying to rape a fucking pipe. Trying to rape a pipe, man. Come on, man. For real.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't nothing to it.
They had to call the fire department. They had to do all that work because he want to rape a pipe.
Yeah.
Come
Makes me
on,
think
man.
about a person. Make me think about Quagmire when he gets his cock stuck in a window. From Family Guy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
It's
came to
sad,
mind.
man. So, what are your thoughts on the laws on prostitution?
Ah.
Yeah, I
What,
told you
in
he
the
was gonna
United
get into this.
States?
Yeah, in the U.S. We can't speak really for no other country. In the
Yeah.
U.S.
Well, this is my view as far as the law. Oh, Lord.
In a big black
You know what? Hey, y'all let me keep this stuff in.
Sure like to get a hold of nigger hating me. Rolling red and violets are blue and niggers are black. You know that's true. But they don't mind gold. What the heck? You gotta be black to get a welfare check and now, bro. No joke. I ain't got a nickel for a coat. And I ain't black, you see. So Uncle Sam won't.
Okay, we back again. You know what? Hey, I think this is probably gonna be the last episode for a while. But I'll probably come back at the end of July or something. We gotta keep this shit on the low. Hey, any of y'all there? I can't hear you. Hello?
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
get
We
back to
got
grown
look, like
man
I said,
talk.
hey, well like I said, I think this probably gonna be the last one for a while. We have to come back at the end of the month probably. Because we gotta
Yeah.
keep this shit on the low. Because I think I don't know if it's me by myself or one of y'all or all of us, we got somebody stalking us or he probably just going after everybody.
Uh-huh. Because it was cool for like the first couple of hours. Now all of a sudden,
Okay.
Maybe we're gonna have to probably start doing this a little early and then ended it early. But this is gonna keep going.
Yeah, maybe, but it's like you can't control what other people do, man. Like for real. There literally are trolls everywhere on the internet. It don't matter what time you do it. It don't matter, how often we do this. People are just gonna be people, man. It's just some lonely fucking 12-year-old kid with nothing better to do. Yeah.
here we go
See?
again.
Hold up. Oh, he's back. I remember you, man.
He was looking
This
to sell
fucking
some
pissed
weed.
off.
He was doing fine. They were standing in line. It was excellent weed indeed. When he came across this young man who was likewise peddling pot, and the devil slid down the beach to the kid and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you kind of figured."
Hey, still there, Brian?
Yeah, I remember that kid. I remember him when me and Ryan did episode 4. He was the one who was trying to suck up to me and all this stuff. Then he kept on sounding so annoying and aggravating and all that. Then Ryan, he wanted me to kick him from the call because he was aggravated.
Yeah.
I think Ryan got blocked. They said he can't get back in.
Yeah. But on the prostitution laws, this is what I think should happen. You know, taking the morality and all that out of it. I think, you know, let's get them off the streets. If they really want to do it, set it out somewhere, you know, like in the country or somewhere where it's nowhere near schools, churches, or kids. Tax it. And if, you know, if people want to go there, they'll go there. Now, some of the Christian moralists will come out and say, oh, well, no, everybody be going to prostitute. I'm like, no, they won't. Because, like, people said the same thing about smoking when they made it legal. Or when they took away prohibition for alcohol. They said, oh, everybody's going to start drinking, but not everybody drinks. I think, you know, I think some states should follow the lead as far as the marijuana, too. I mean, I personally don't smoke it. But, hey.
Yeah. I smoke it, but I respect people's own spaces. If people that don't do that, then I go away from it. I just go by myself or where other people are smoking it.
Hey, Prince, what I was saying on the prostitution laws, taking the morality and stuff out of it, just, you know, put it out somewhere where it's not near kids or schools or churches. You know, just put some regulation, tax it. You know, the prostitutes actually have to work there just like any other employment. They have to take, like, tests, you know, for STDs and stuff.
Just basically do what Vegas does, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, just put it out somewhere where it's not near no neighborhood or anything like that. I mean, some people might say, well, that's immoral, Irv. I was like, look, I'm taking the morality out of it. If you're going to do it, at least, you know, put it out
the same
somewhere.
People who talk all that shit about morals.
Be controlled.
The same people who talk all that shit about morals. Those are some of the most, I'd say, cold-blooded people I've ever met in my life. Like, they don't care about fucking nobody over. It's like, how are you going to preach all this shit about morals, but if someone doesn't agree with you, you're ready to rip their head off. Is there anything moral about that?
No.
Yeah, when I see people like that, I'm like, how can I take you seriously? Sorry about that, Griffin. Go ahead.
No, that's cool. But sir, but Prince is right though. Some of them ones that holler about that all the time, they some of the most evil, just insincere people I've ever met.
Just vindictive, man. I've had to work with them in my life, and I'm just like, really, man? For real, you won't. It's immoral because we don't agree with you. You know, that's the only reason why it's immoral, because you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You know, just the person at the time was in their 30s and had 3 kids, but you know, we're guys. We're like 22 years old. You know, 22-year-old men are not gonna see things the way a mid-30s guy is gonna see things. You know, and as a mid-30s guy, the mid-30s guy should understand that right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, and at least if you did it that way, what I was talking about, at least you're getting them off the streets.
Yeah.
At least you're getting them off the streets.
But as long as there are STDs and everything, there's always going to be those ones on the street, because if you fail one test, they're not going to let you work anywhere. So, and half of them, well, you know, you don't know their background. Maybe that's all they know how to do. So they're going to go to the street at some point.
Yeah. I mean, they might as well. I mean, because I'll tell you what, and people don't like to talk about it, but there's a big prostitution problem here where I live. And in the next neighboring town, there's a big prostitution problem. Granted, it's to certain areas, but yeah, there's a big prostitution problem. People don't like talking about it, but yeah.
Personally, as far as someone who's actually enjoyed the services of them, at one point in my life, I would say, man, look, man, it ain't hurting nobody. Ain't hurting the man involved. It's not hurting the woman involved.
I got a confession to make. I've done it like only twice ever in my life, because I'm trying not to trick off my money.
Done it quite a dozen times in my life.
Stuff, but I have done it a couple of times. Luckily, I found like the ones that actually still had their teeth, had a decent face, had a good body and stuff.
Yeah,
Luckily,
you got to be choosy about that shit.
Because usually most of the ones around here where I live, I'm like, look, I will pay you $20 to get the hell away from me. Yeah, and you can figure out which ones are the prostitutes because they have a bottle of Mountain. This is for real. They have a bottle of Mountain Dew with them, and that's like a signal. You can mount and do if you get my drift.
Right. I never thought about that one until you said it. Man, oh man. Yeah, you always got to pick the good one. You don't pick the... I mean, for real, it's like, if they would just legalize it, do you think that there would be so many people getting raped as there is now and today? If you just make that legal. Same thing with weed. If you just make weed legal. Look at Colorado, how the crime rate went down there. Once they made it legal.
The weed part, yes. The sexual assault, you're still going to have people that do it. It might dent it some, but you're still going to have people that's going to do that regardless. Because it's not really about getting some or having sex. It's about power. Rape is always about power. It's usually some little insecure little bastard.
Like that dude who shot up their campus.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was so gay, man. That shit was so lame. Seriously, man. You gonna make a video complaining that you can't get laid.
Yeah.
And you're gonna shoot up a college campus because of it. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's usually some
really
insecure little bastard, and basically he's saying you're when a man rapes a woman, or even the other way, when a woman rapes a man, in a sense they're saying to that person that they're violating, you're nothing to me. Your body is nothing to me. I can take it whenever I want it. Basically, I mean, that's basically, it's about power.
I'm gonna laugh at that. If you're listening to this and you're a victim of rape, I am not sorry. I am not sorry. That's different if you get raped as a little kid, like on some Antoine Fisher shit. But if you are an adult and are a victim of rape, I have no sympathy for you. Because there's so many avenues you can take to avoid it. I'm not saying you are asking for it, but as an adult, you should know the world enough to realize, don't put yourself in that position. If it was your family member, then you should kick them in the balls and shotgun them to death. I have no sympathy if you're an adult and that happens to you. If you married a rapist, hey, you married a rapist. That's your fault. You got married to him. Little fucking kids who get raped, okay, that's different. But if you're an adult and you getting raped, you're like B2K, what was it, Little Fizz, who gonna make that confession? He held me down and sucked my dick. What the fuck, man? Really?
Wait a minute. I mean,
yeah.
If he knocked you out and then you woke up and you
was
tied down.
This man came backstage after doing a Michael Jackson number on stage. Manager held him down and sucked his dick, and he just stood there and took it. But he says that's right. Motherfucker, you let another man insert your organ into his mouth and just sat there and didn't do shit about it. But you want to complain and cry about it years later. Come on, man.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if, let's say, he drugged you and tied you down.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, it's different. Date rape is different, but
let's say, because men usually are stronger than women. You know,
don't treat me like a woman.
Yeah.
Don't treat me like a man.
Oh, the old China theme.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Or like if a man like holds down a woman and forces himself, that's a little different. Although I will say this though,
I never understood the appeal of that, man.
Sometimes should be careful.
And I honestly don't think I would.
Huh.
I think every guy has been in that situation where they've met that that one person who has that type of idea in their head where it's cool for that to happen to them at some point in their life. If you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, now if it's like something like some kind of fantasy or some control
Yeah, I
thing,
won't
that's
even fuck with
different.
that though. I wouldn't even fuck with that though, man.
Yeah, because that can get out of hand in a
That could,
hurry.
yeah, it could get out of hand real quick, and then it turned into, oh well, I really meant stop, but I didn't mean stop because yeah. Then next thing you know, you locked up because you want to be the wish master, as Zane calls it. Just just
Yeah,
all
yeah.
fucked up.
And it's like even when you're put in that position, it just feels awkward for me personally because I've been put in that position before several times in my life, and it's like it just felt awkward. I feel like I shouldn't have to take it. Too good looking to have to take it.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, look, if she don't want to give it up, man, I'm like, fine, fuck it. Find somebody else. Or if I'm really
Yep.
in need, just go home and just jack off or something.
Or that.
You,
That's some more
it ain't
viable option
worth
that'll
it.
keep me out of jail.
Yeah,
Keep you
it
out of
ain't
jail.
worth it, man. It ain't worth it. I mean, women reject you, so what? I
Yeah,
lived with
Yeah, it happens to
years of
everybody.
rejection.
yeah, me
It happens to
too.
everybody.
But I'm gonna just say this down here, they made you feel like fucking losers. But I'm gonna say this, but I say this to them now. Looks like
The
you're
only
paying.
person that can make
Hey,
a real man, feel like a loser is that man himself, man.
you
You
know
mean to
what?
tell me
Yeah.
Ric
I'm gonna say,
Flair ran up on every chick and every chick wanted to smash Ric Flair? I'm sure he had a bunch of drinks thrown in his face and slapped. But he kept that swag about himself, man. Same with every man. Not everyone
no,
likes you,
but I
man, no
like
matter what
as
you
I
do.
was saying. Hey, they paying in the long run because they got multiple child support checks to pay. I say, look at you now, and then plus you on welfare, and that one job can't feed your children. Look at you now, fucked up. You should have kept your pants up, nigga. Should have kept them zipped up. That's what I say to them. That's my
Yep.
opinion.
Nothing wrong with getting it in. That's all I'm going to say about that. Nobody defeats a man except the man himself, man. That's all I'm
Yeah.
telling the women out
But getting back to the prostitution thing, I got a confession to make. This past Monday, I was getting up. I was like, I'm gonna go into work early because I don't have to be at work till about 3:30 a.m.
Yep.
So I was like, this is like 2:30 a.m. 2:40 a.m. So I was like, I'm already ready to go. So I said, F it. I just stop at Walmart right quick and then head
Oh, what's going
on,
on, Ryan?
on to the
Good
job.
evening.
But
I'm
on
back
my
now.
way there was this woman on like the side of the road trying to thumb her. And generally, I don't pick up hitchhikers. I
Yeah.
generally don't pick up hitchhikers at all, man or
Didn't
woman.
do it.
Sometimes I can know them and still won't pick them up.
Oh,
But
Brett.
Wait, what the
Brett.
fuck did you say? Brett Keane?
Hey, I remember you. I know who you are, man. Hey, I got no beef with you. I know my friends don't. Hey, I got no beef with you, man.
I don't think it's actually him. I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, he said I'm a
yeah,
theist. He's saying he's a theist now. I think that's the same thing that one guy said when he was a suspect in messing up the show last time.
Oh, what, Brett Keane picking drama? Oh my god, who would have thought?
You know what? Hey, I just let my friends do the talking to him.
yeah.
I ain't got shit to say, man. For
Me
real.
neither. I was going
I'll
on
talk to the
with
cows
what
come
I was getting ready to say.
home. I know.
Yeah,
But
he's muted. He's muted.
Nah, there's
yeah,
other people you can troll, man. If you're trying to troll, man, for real, we're just gonna kick you, and then kick you again when you come back, and then kick you again. So if you want to waste your time, you can do that.
I just
But if
muted
you're here
him.
to really talk some man shit, then
Then
cool.
jump hop in. Yeah, then his wife's asleep. You know what? I'm gonna say this. We're just
hmm?
gonna let's just keep talking. I'm gonna wait till
Yeah,
he talks.
yeah. Getting back to what I was saying. But then when I was driving, I was like, for some reason, I don't know why, but I just had this feeling about this one. So I just actually turned around, to see what was up. Because, especially a female. And it was like, 2:45 in the morning, out at night. Plus, I smelled like it might rain in a second. Because, how, like, you could smell rain in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said, no, let me turn around and see what's up. At worst, I could just get in the car and keep going. Then I just asked, I said, okay, where you headed?
And for this Yankee nation, I do not give a damn. I'm glad I fought again.
So you legitly
I'm muted.
Pardon
and so did
anything I've done.
Griffin
I
muted
hate the
too.
Yankee nation and
yeah,
everything
Mr.
they
Griffin.
do. I hate
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, cool.
independence too.
Oh, I think it is
I hate
Gretchen.
the glorious union.
I'm still here.
Our blood
I just wait for this idiot to go
banner. I fit it all I could.
mute
Gonna have to
me
kick
all
him,
you
man.
want.
Robert E.
Gonna have
Lee,
to kick him.
3 years thereabout. God.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm up here. But anyway, so I asked her what she said. She says she was like home. So she got in the car, and I have to admit, as soon as I kind of figured she was a streetwalker, but I have to admit it was a black woman. But I gotta admit, she was light skinned. She had nice skin though. Actually had a good body. And actually was pretty. Had all her teeth and stuff. It smelled good. And I thought to myself, well, I'll just drop her all off. But then, she started hitting, shall we say.
You too nice, man. You too nice.
Sometimes I am. That's something I've been working on. Oh, here's another invader.
All the guys, there's a skeeter on my Peter whacking up.
Hey, just
All the
block him.
horny guys, there's a
Don't
skeeter
waste your
on my
time.
Peter
Go ahead,
whacking
man.
up.
Don't mute him.
All
Just
right,
block
let's
him.
try
Ignore
gypsy
him.
girls now.
For real.
On my Peter whacking up. All right.
Hey, Brian, are you still there? Because I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm.
Nah, I don't see
Let's
him.
try all
Oh, yeah, I
the
do. I see
horny
him.
girls,
He's still
all
here.
right?
I haven't heard from him. I'm trying to get a little word.
I'm trying to put him up.
Why do cats think this is cute? It's not. You're making
They
yourself
lame.
look stupid.
They
Anyway,
lame.
sometimes I am, and that's something I've been working on too. I mean, I've gotten
Like,
better.
if she would have
I used to
gotten
be
your
a
car
real- I'll be
and
honest.
pulled some Grand Theft Auto shit, just pull out a Glock and just took your car,
I actually considered that. That's why I had something ready just in case. But
I wouldn't have picked her up at all, man. I would have kept driving. You walking for a reason.
I thought about that because most of the time I do.
That's that Tyler Perry shit, man. We gotta talk about Tyler Perry and why men hate Tyler Perry. Real men hate Tyler Perry.
Yeah, but for the record, Prince, most of the time I do.
I don't mind, like, his characters and stuff. I just don't like the way he does movies,
Yeah, I've never been a fan of his stuff. To be
Tyler
real.
Perry always pisses on men with his movies.
Especially
Now, when
black
he was
people.
doing the stage, yeah, especially black men, but when he was doing his stage comedy, when it was just like a Broadway style show, he was cool. But once he started making his Hollywood shit, it just got ridiculous.
But that's
man.
what everybody tells me. They say find the plays.
Yeah, you got to find the plays, man. I remember before he was famous, he used to go to Hustle Man and get Medea's Family Reunion, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Before they changed it, they literally changed it. They kept a lot of the things from the play, but the plays were the shit, man.
Yes,
And that's what put him on the map.
Yep, I love the plays.
Yeah, everybody loves the plays, man. It's impossible not to like the plays.
Yeah.
It's just
Hey,
some people didn't like all the singing. It was like watching a Lion King or a Disney movie with all the gospel singing, but the overall story was so good that you went, wow. And he doesn't completely just dog out men the whole play, but he does it in the movies.
Hey, before we really dig on into Tyler Perry, I'll finish up what I was saying right quick. Needless to say, to make a long story short, I figured her out real quick that, she was cool and everything. And I told her, I said, normally I don't do this, but I think I'll make an exception.
That's what Melina said.
Huh?
I said that's what Melina said to Batista.
So long story short, I basically ended up taking her back to my crib for about 10 minutes. Got me a little bit of what she was offering, then dropped her off at her house.
10 minutes?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
I had to get to work, dude.
Oh, you was putting in that work.
Longer, huh?
Like you were putting in that work.
I wouldn't be bringing up.
I had to get to my job, dude, but I wanted to tap that ass, so.
Yeah, you did what you had to do. I ain't knocking it. I know. Hey, I did it before, so. Hey, ain't nothing to do.
Otherwise, I would have took longer. If I didn't have to go to work, oh no, she would have got it for about 30 or more.
Actually, no, 10 minutes is good, man. It's good for both sides. That'd be killing me. Like, you see dudes who, they enjoy those services, and rather than just getting it the fuck over with, remember Chappelle show when the wrap it up shit? Like, he's going for like an hour, and his girlfriend puts up that sign that says wrap it up. Yeah, it's like, dude, this is not your girlfriend, man. This is, you know what this is, man. You don't just, you got nothing to prove, man. You just do what you gotta do.
I would never encourage nobody to mess with prostitution, but if you did,
some people I would.
Yeah.
Some people I would. Some people legitimately need it.
Keep it big. Don't fall in love. Keep it business. Keep it short. 5 to 10 minutes tops.
Oh. Trying to be a nigger for a day. If I could be a nigger for a day.
Yeah, I think because I ignored him that quickly. Yeah, you got to keep it 100% business because to them it's just business.
Yeah. Yeah, just
now for one whole day, a nigger I could be.
Just keep it business, man.
On the NAACP, and I let Quasi and Fume do my thinking for me.
Oh my God.
If I could be a nigger for a day.
Just ignore him.
Now I wouldn't want. Oh no. I wouldn't have to. Guess what I'd do next? Well, you shouldn't need it.
There we go.
There we go.
Anyway, but if you're, I wouldn't encourage nobody to do prostitution. But if you did, I would tell dudes don't trip, don't sip, don't fall in love.
There's always that one guy.
Just keep it 100. Just keep it 100.
You know what? There's always that one guy who does though. Everyone knows at least one dude who fell in love with one.
Yeah, just take her to your place or take her wherever that you know it's gonna be secluded. Take 5.
I mean, shit. I mean, I'll admit, when I was 20, 21 years old, hey, I was getting that whole Disney feeling about one of them. But then, one of the old heads, they pulled me aside and they let me know what it was, and it helped. They were like, look, man, this is just business to this one person. You know what this person does. And then we had one dude almost start a fight at one point over it. It was actually pretty funny, actually, up in Thailand. This happened in Thailand. That shit was funny, though.
Yeah.
He's about to get his ass whipped over one. It's like, damn, man, come on, man. You already know what it is. You know the rules of the game.
Yeah, that type of woman you definitely don't fight over.
Yeah, he was legitimately, he was on some. Anybody ever seen when Ray J got mad at Fabulous?
Yep.
Yeah, he was running up to the radio station trying to kill this dude. That's how this motherfucker was, man. He was legitimately just wilding the fuck out over this. And then what happened was my boy Till, we call him Till Illuminati. Illuminati walks up, and because his name is Till, so we call him Till Illuminati as a nickname. Till rolls up and he walks up, taps me on the shoulder, taps the old head on the shoulder, because he's drunk. He says, "You know what, guys? I'm taking one for the team." This man whipped out some money, walked up to the broad that he was about to fight over, gave her the money, and walked out with her. Right in front of old dude. The dude was just pissed about it. This man in the corner crying about it for like 2 hours. He was like Chris Brown at the BET Awards, and you like, I put my heart out to him. I put my heart out. all
Yeah.
night. This was the sad part about it. Dude didn't even smash that night, man. He took the girl to his hotel room and talked to her the whole night until he fell asleep. Didn't
Yeah.
smash. Yeah. And like we found this out later, and we say, you mean to tell us you didn't even smash and you about to fight for it, man? Man, we just connected on an
Yeah.
emotional level, man. Not everything's about, just smashing. And we said, dude, come on, man.
Yeah. Not this.
Come on, man.
40-something
Oh.
years, been raising all hell.
You're out of here, son.
We're all getting mighty fed up with you.
Yeah, we just told dude, man. We was like, man. And he's still mad to this day. This is days and years later. I'm just gonna keep going because as soon as they come in, I just hit ignore. We all should do. So, this is years later. He's still mad at dude for doing that to him. Years later.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, everyone knows that one guy who does fall in love with him, though.
Yeah, and that's right. I mean, like today I was talking to this woman that she lives in South Carolina, but she's actually from Beckley, West Virginia, which is about 45 minutes from where I live. She comes back to see her family sometimes, and once in a while she'll stop by here and we hook up. She's not a prostitute, by the way, but we'll hook up. But we was actually talking about that today with each other, and she was telling me how like she actually knew one growing up.
We must always segregate.
We're ignoring you. Go fuck yourself.
Yes, please go fuck yourself. Anyway.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I'm still here. Anyway, she was telling me one time a dude actually paid a prostitute $700, and all he wanted was a fucking blowjob.
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck no. If I pay a woman $700, no, she giving me everything. She giving me blow. She blowing my balls. I'm fucking her in the pussy. I'm fucking her in the ass. She taking a nut in her mouth. I mean, no, I'm doing everything to her if I pay her that much money. In fact, she probably gave me that ass more than once. She was going to get
buying gasoline to drive his kids to school.
Damn, go.
Our government has gone crazy. I'd change things if I could.
Still there?
If I was only
we here, man. We just mute the
She either
motherfucker.
gonna give me some ass. She either gonna give me some ass for over a week, or she gonna let me fuck her all night long. One of the two. If I pay that much money,
that's not even. This is a blockbuster. That's a blockbuster price. That's you rented that shit for like 3, 4, 5 days or some shit, man. This isn't a one pop shop, man. That's a week rental.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm renting this shit for a week, and I'm gonna rewind that shit, and I'm dropping it off.
No, that's $20. That's a $20 service at least.
Yeah, that's go blockbuster, man. Just rent it for a week, man.
Yeah.
Pull out that blockbuster car. I got it for a week.
Yeah, I agree with you, Prince. If I'm gonna pay $700 to a prostitute, no, she giving up everything.
Because I'm man enough to admit I've enjoyed those services.
A week.
And I wish more people would enjoy those services. That's what's wrong, I think.
I could sit back and relax, and if elected president, could paint the White House black.
I can legitimately say that the fact that more men in general, because we don't, it's against the law, it's against our morality to indulge in those services, is why men are so pussified nowadays. And why you have so many ratchet women nowadays, because they feel they can do that, and that's all a man has to run to now. Versus whereas if all men could just easily run to that and not be judged by society, they'd be forced to present an alternative that attracted men. Just something I'm putting out there as a theory on that, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I like your take on it. Like me personally, I would never recommend prostitution,
I
but
recommend
I
it.
would
I
tell
highly
guys,
recommend
hey, if you're gonna do it, I would tell them, look, this is what you do.
You know what? This is what you tell them. You said, you tell them you want to see what women are all about? You want to learn what they're all about? And you give them one.
Thing I can't figure.
Yeah.
Why a nigger can call me a honky, and I can't call a nigger a nigger.
Yep.
If I
Give
was
them
a
again.
jungle bunny,
This is a
I could ring
sport
a
test.
golden bell.
Who can
I could be a Muhammad
ignore him the
Ali
fastest?
and be loved by
I already ignored him
Cell.
like as soon as I hear the boo.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, this is a sport test.
yeah.
Keeps us from falling
That's
asleep
my-
sometimes.
I have to admit, Prince, you and me, even though morally I would never recommend that to somebody,
I highly
at
recommend
the
it.
same time, if somebody did ask me about it, I would tell them, look, if you're going to mess with that, this is what you do. First of all, you definitely wrap it up.
Face down in his
Second of
box.
all,
So
hold
the
on while I
punk
get rid
can
of this
kiss his
dude.
ass. I guess it's just politics.
Yep, I beat y'all. I was first ignoring them.
All right.
It's a sport to
Yeah.
us now, man.
First of all, I would tell them definitely wear a condom. Second of all, take them somewhere where y'all know y'all gonna be alone. Do not go to her cousin's house or
When you
nothing
take
like
it
that.
to a
You
place
a real
nice and
man, you got your
quiet.
own crib, or you got your money, you can get a hotel room. Do
Nah,
that.
you don't even take them to the crib, man. You definitely don't take them to the crib.
I'm fucking
That's how you get robbed.
Yeah, you fucking leave numbers with yellow pages and your
Well,
stuff.
it depends on it depends on how much of a feel you have on her, though. Like, if
Well,
somebody you fool with
obviously,
more than once,
I'm just saying, if you ever really want to educate
like if you met for the
a
first
nephew
time, I agree.
or a son or something, I honestly condone that because it's like everything's business. All people you come into contact with in life have angles, something they're angling for, especially women.
Yeah.
Men have it too, but they're always angling for something they want. And what better way to teach that than with someone who's 100% upfront and honest about what they want? I mean,
Hey.
people can knock them for what they do, but at least they're honest about it. They're like, hey, they ain't it for the money.
So
Simple as that.
let me ask you something, Prince. So would
Yeah.
you? So I would definitely say if you're gonna do that, definitely not the first time. You don't take. Now if it's somebody that you, let's say, messed with more than once, and y'all got kind of an established where y'all comfortable with each other, would you do it then, or just still take them to somewhere neutral?
They going somewhere neutral because I guess it depends on what you got in your house. If you got big screen TV and all that stuff that someone would want to steal, you definitely don't take them to the house because what's going to happen is, has anyone ever seen Carlito's Way?
I've heard of it. I've never.
Well, in Carlito's Way, now the guy doesn't get jacked, but the bodyguard works for Carlito, the ex-gangster, and his family's like, hey man, what about that one dude you got me protecting? He got a safe in his house. He got all this stuff in his house. He got a lot of money, man. Let's jack him. That idea does go out there, and eventually someone's gonna go, you know what? Yeah, let's take his shit, man.
Makes sense.
I know where he live. I know when he's not gonna be in the house. So nah, you take him someplace neutral, man. Most definitely. You take him to the fucking. You take them to the Holiday Inn. You take them to that $10 a fucking hour hotel. You know, you don't take them to your house, man.
I'll keep
For a lot of reasons. Well, just for a lot of reasons. Number one, if it's your crib, you know, you got the desperate housewives in your neighborhood watching. So when you legitly do find somebody in the future, like a legit woman that you're gonna wife up or start dating, and then you know wife her up, and then she goes to mow the lawn. You know, I used to see so many ladies coming in and out of that house.
Yeah.
And it gets you in trouble years later.
Yeah,
you know,
you always got that one that wanna mess up your. That
there's
wanna blow
there's
up
always
your spot.
that one, yeah, just blowing up the spot for no reason. But it's also the same. Just you don't want to get your shit jacked because they're gonna go in the house. They ain't going in the house thinking about you. They go in the house and they looking around as soon as they go in. What's up in here? What's up in? How much is that worth? How much is that worth? Just how much cash does this guy have? That's all they're thinking about.
Well, I didn't take her around the house. That's one thing, though.
Don't even take her in the house. You
So
show her the
shit- so
outside of the
shit-
house.
All right.
You know, you
But I
show her the
wasn't
outside of the
like
house.
going around the corner or nothing either. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you said you were on a time clock, but shit, she inside the car. She can do that shit inside the car.
Like she actually, like, there was this spot, which probably is, because there's this spot, like, around where Bluefield Regional Medical Center that's kind of, like, vacant.
Mm-hmm. You should have went Grand Theft Auto with that shit, man.
Hell no.
You know how in the game Grand Theft Auto, the only place you can really have sex is inside the car?
Yeah, go to an alley.
Yep, I think I got him first. I think I ignored him first.
Goodbye.
But yeah, man, I'm straight up like, you don't take him to your house, man. You'll get your house cased real quick.
Yeah, take him to the alley in your car.
Yeah, you go in the alley, take him in the backseat of the car. Don't take him to the house. You take the queen to the
I'll tell you a
castle.
little secret, though.
The queen goes to the castle. You don't just take some basic bitch to the castle.
I'll tell you a little secret, though. Tell you a little secret. I do know a few spots, like around like this time of night or 3 in the morning, that you legitimately could take someone to and fuck their brains out.
And though I'm not afraid that you might hang me in the morning, but I'm on you in the night.
I got him up out of there.
Yep. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm still here, man.
I'll keep that in mind next time. Like this one, I don't think I'll have to worry about anything, but I see your point too. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if it was good, you know, definitely keep in contact if you could. You know, because you know she's legit. She ain't no cop trying to hack you. But at the same time, you just want to make sure you protecting your own because.
Yeah, because even if she ain't scandalous, she may have some friends that are.
Yep. She may get hard up for some cash and be like, "What can we do to get some cash?" And they pull some set it off bullshit on your ass, man.
Yeah, because even if she's not scandalous, she may have some friends that may talk her into some scandalous shit.
I don't know. I'm just paranoid all the time when I don't know people.
No.
I get paranoid real quick.
Man. That's cool. Sometimes, you know, even this old school guy needs to hear from somebody, you know?
Like I said, I highly condone enjoying those services. I highly condone that amongst men. Because if men, the day that men understand that it's readily available to you, you know, you can walk down the block and you can buy a Super Smash Brothers. You can buy a PlayStation or a GameCube to make you feel good. Why can't you walk down the street and purchase something that you know is going to make you feel good? Because you've been shamed into believing it's wrong, but it's been going on forever. Because the thing that society accepts is the one thing that's gonna lie to you, and you're gonna basically get into an agreement where you go, I bet that you won't leave me and take half my shit. When you could just easily go and get the same fucking thing, like a McDonald's hamburger, just like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, I highly condone it personally. I think if more men did actually do it, there wouldn't be so many simps walking around. You wouldn't have the Tyler Perrys or the Steve Harveys walking around preaching this bullshit.
Yeah.
Because real men would look at them and go, "You're full of shit," you know.
No, I'm gonna say this. I did have a lot of respect for Steve Harvey until he started doing
Everyone
it.
did.
And I even love this show.
Romeo and Bullethead.
Yeah, he kind of sold out some. Although I did like the film based on his book, mostly because Think Like a Man. You know,
I hate that
even though
movie.
I'm usually not into romantic comedies, I did like that one just simply because it didn't make the men look like total idiots.
It did.
You thought it did?
It did. It did. I watched. When I watch movies like that,
Kevin Hart. Who, by the way, does anybody else think Kevin Hart is overrated?
Yes.
To me, I mean, he has his moments, but he ain't that funny to me. And in that film, everybody else was funnier but him. Even Wendy Williams.
It's me. It's me. Okay,
was
don't get
funnier
me.
than he was, and she was only in the film like 20 seconds.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say about movies is that when I watch a movie, I try to find a character that I can live through. Or I watch the movie, I go, what would I do in that situation? If I was in that situation, none of that bullshit would have went down. I guarantee none of that bullshit would have went down. All these, we're gonna play this game. Because you know what I would have done?
I mean,
I would have Al Bunny'd it. I would have sat in my crib, I would put my hands in my pants, and I would have just watched TV. She come banging on the door, she want that D, she gonna get that D. But if you talking all this, I'm gonna play this game with his mind. I'm gonna play that game. Well, you gonna be playing by your damn self, because I ain't got time for that shit.
no, I'll tell you which one would definitely got dumped in a hurry. And that's a shame because I actually find her very attractive in real life, but
Attractive
the
don't mean shit. when it
Tahara
come to
P.
women.
Henson character
Mhm.
and the dude she was best with, oh yeah, she would have got dumped quick.
Being attractive only means something when you talking about smashing. Now, when you're talking about long term, you want something decent looking, but you don't just shack up with a chick because she's attractive. Nah. She want to play all those dance around games and all that bullshit. Nah, you need to
Yeah, that would been something
grow
I
up a
would've
little
thinking
bit.
back when I was like in my teens or 20s. Now
Yeah, the
I'm
thing
almost
is,
40. I'm like, if she looks good, that's a bonus, but I want somebody that's solid, that's bringing stuff to the table.
yeah, you got to be able to put something in for the team. Look at all these music groups that are just, look at the WWE divas. Half of them are just pretty faces who can't do shit for the company. And it's the same with guys just wifing chicks up, man. It's like, okay, you know, you wife her up and then you just dump her, you know, a year later because you realize that there's no real value there.
Like, for example, I'll give you an example since you brought up WWE divas. And I have nothing really against them. Actually, they've grown on me some, but even
They
I
will
gotta
never
say it.
grow on
The Bella twins, for example.
No. The only value they have is in a bedroom because they're twins.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the only reason.
Saying the only reason they're on top is because they look good, and they just happen to be dating the two top stars. Well, one of them's
They
married.
just so happen to be.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that bullshit right there. You should do an ain't this that bullshit on that because that is some bullshit. She didn't just happen to be dating Daniel Bryan, and she didn't just happen to be dating John Cena, and they didn't just happen to get thrust into the spotlight and always seem to be around with their own TV show. When you have talent like Alicia Fox, Natalia, no, I wouldn't even call Natalia a talent anymore because they've given Natalia a chance to shine, and she just can't shine because no diva on that roster is relatable to a man or a woman.
Because
China,
I'll tell
you can
what the
relate to
problem with
China.
Natalia is. The problem with Natalia is this: she's
No one relates to her.
She's good in the ring. She's a pretty good looking woman. Got a nice athletic body. She has
Chris
no
Sabin.
character.
She's Chris Sabin.
Yeah,
She's the Chris
she has
Sabin
no
of WWE.
at all.
She has no edge to
And the
her.
characters they do give her are so stupid. I think that Total Divas show has probably done more damage to her than anybody.
Yes.
It's done more damage to Tyson Kidd than anybody. Tyson Kidd looks like the biggest
this made him
mangina.
look like a total bitch.
He looks like Tyler Perry times 2. She got that man in check, man.
I looked at some of the scenes, you know, with Tyson Kidd, that whole situation with his now wife Natalia. I was like, damn, they made Tyson Kidd look like a little bitch.
He does that to himself.
Talk about man points.
He has 0 man points because of that show.
Yeah,
0.
I mean, to the point, Daniel Bryan has more man points than he does.
Yeah, Cena has more man points than him. And what's his name? Jimmy Uso always keeps his man points because, you know, I'm not saying that she just has him in check. Well, she does, but it's like husband and wife always disagree sometimes. You could at least call her on her shit. Tyson Kidd look like he's scared to do it. Oh, Natty, I'm gonna go play with the dog. Nah, at least call her on it when she fuck up, man. But he can't even do that because she gonna fuck him up.
Like when he busted, like he more or less found out from that dude that they was going out to get. And I even told
the tanning salon dude. The tanning salon dude.
Yeah. They pulled down like her strap. It was put oil on her bare ass and shit. And they was going out to eat dinner again. I would.
He should have checked her on that.
I'm like, dude,
you a bitch, Tyson Kidd.
Your woman. Huh?
He is, man. It ain't on camera, but he is, man. Because
I would tell him straight up, that dude is fucking your woman.
This is why Tyson Kidd is on NXT and will never get brought up to the roster. Drew McIntyre, I will never understand. But Tyson Kidd, no. You don't deserve any manhood credibility. You let another man rub tanning oil on your wife's ass on the regular. This wasn't one time. This is on the regular.
This was right before their wedding, too.
Mm-hmm. And she's sitting there pouring her heart out to him. We know what happened when that camera cut.
Yeah. Oh, he probably penetrated her right in the salon. Right,
he was smashing it.
Cut, he probably pulled down them drawers and stuck something in her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just think about it. I mean, if your girlfriend's going to a tanning salon letting another man rub oil on her ass, come on, man.
More than one doesn't hit that.
She didn't even mention Tyson Kidd just once while he was doing it. She knows she on camera, too. Didn't mention a man not once, just sitting there. I'm having these emotions. I'm weird. What about your husband, girl? You can't mention your husband? Not once? To this dude? Tell him, I can rub it on my ass myself?
Yeah, she's probably a stone cold freak for real.
Natalia is ratchet, man. I don't care what nobody says. I know they like to portray her as this holier than thou, but she ratchet, man. You can tell. The show just likes to portray, what's that one broad? See, this is why I don't get my wife
Eva Marie and Summer Rae.
Yeah, Eva Marie and Summer Rae always get portrayed as ratchet, but I think the most relatable diva on the roster right now, most relatable one, if you're just watching as a casual fan, someone you can relate to, would be Eva Marie, and that's sad. Eva Marie or that one Funkadactyl.
Naomi.
The one that's not always, Naomi, not the other one. The other one be starting too much shit. Those are the two most relatable and likable ones.
Too much shit. Let me put it this way: of the Funkadactyls, just based on that show, this is how I would look at it. Cameron would be the one I would take and fuck the shit out of. Naomi would be the one I would fuck the shit out of too, but I would actually wife her.
I agree.
Yeah. She carries herself like a lady.
That's the thing, yeah. People that just don't care, especially women nowadays, they don't carry themselves like ladies no more, but they want to be treated like it.
Especially these younger ones. Like, that's why we're going up to the older women. Like you said in previous episode, we're going to these women.
That's why you see, men in their 20s gravitating towards girls in their 30s and 40s rather than the younger ones. Because we're not trained to look at that ratchet shit and say it look good. We're trained to look at that classy chick who holds herself upright and is strong rather than I need attention all the time.
I'll give you an example. Did any of you ever watch, I was watching a few episodes of it today on Hulu, on the Hulu channel, that Family Channel version of Zorro. That was like in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, that's just sad that they had to do that.
Huh?
It's just sad they had to do some shit like that. I said it's sad they had to do some shit like that.
Yeah, I thought.
Hey, I was saying there was one chick on there, like Mexican chick that I think, Diego had a thing. Don Diego had a thing for her, but she was more or less in love with Zorro, his alter ego.
Yeah.
But just by the way, because without knowing her personally, just by the way she carried her character and stuff, like, okay, that's the type of chick I I would fuck, but I would also be ready to wife her ass up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. I will never give her nothing to drink again.
Oh.
Sitting there screaming and running around. Fuck, man.
Oh boy.
Oh
But
god.
yeah. But that's what men ultimately want.
I'm about to go outside. I'm about to go outside in the woods and we gonna talk on some Blair Witch shit. Because I can't deal with this. Blair Witch
But I
can't.
think that's what men ultimately want, though. They want that woman that they definitely would bang the hell out of. That's a man's dream. But they know that she got other qualities besides the hot body that they know they would also take her down the altar. Too. And not because she's hot, but she's got other qualities going for her.
Mm-hmm.
But you still there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm still around.
Yeah, that's what I think. Ultimately, like going back to WWE told Divas, I'd have found that crap out though if it was I mean, and I'll admit at times I can be a bit of a simp, but I ain't that big of a simp. I'd have found out about that shit and saw that footage. Oh hell no! I don't care how much hell it would have raised. That marriage would have been off that day.
Yes.
Especially the tanning booth salon. I saw another dude.
Okay. All right. Okay. I get it.
Oh.
Yeah, she watching the World Cup. That's why. I was like,
Oh,
what?
okay.
That's why. Now it's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. But I was just telling
Me and the Bulls game.
Yeah. Hey, Prince, I was just telling old dude that, you know I still have some simpish ways that I'm trying to work out of myself because I was like that for a long time. But even back
You need a strong woman to deal with. Once you get a strong one to deal with, it'll really snap you out of being a simp.
yeah.
Like, once you legitly have to deal with just the evil shit, it snaps you out of it. One that just
I
does you
have.
wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, you need someone to do you, I mean, like, really wrong. I mean, like, have you sitting in jail for no reason type wrong. And it snaps you out of being a simp like that.
Well, I'm trying to get myself out of it before I even have to deal with that.
Yeah, I'm talking like, how, you know how Chris Brown's whole career got fucked? Chris Brown will never be a simp again. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, well, but with me, though, I was going back to WWE Divas situation with Tyson Kidd and Natalya. Even back in the day when I was a real simp, I would have never went ahead and married her. And the bad part is the dude that did it even called him and told him what went down.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd just accepted it like a little bitch. That's who's getting hurt the most by this show. I might do a video on that.
Balls.
I said, but no, it takes no balls to call Tyson Kidd.
Woman or nothing, but
what? If Tyson Kidd won't stand up for himself and check her, then that's not his woman. Because it's not Tyson Kidd's mission to check him. You know, he did what any man would do, but Tyson Kidd supposed to check his girl on that.
I have more respect for that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Give him a WWE contract.
Yeah.
I'd pay money just to see him torture Tyson Kidd every week. That would actually be the perfect. Why don't they do that for Natalya? I did the, church girl gimmick. That would be the perfect gimmick for Natalya because people see that shit and they just hate her. Just do Natalya cheating on Tyson Kidd every week and him just being a little simp about it. That'd be entertaining TV. And it's PG too.
And other stuff, a lot of fans are starting to hate Natalya.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's her husband, and she's just doing him like that all the time. So I think that would be the perfect character for Natalya if they just go that angle with her. Because they already see it on the reality show. Just have 1 week, who's that dude? Adam Rose takes her to the party, and Tyson Kidd just stands off to the side like a little bitch. And then the next week, have the Great Khali take her dancing again, and Tyson Kidd stands off like a little bitch. and I guess 1 month down the line he just snaps. That would be his edge. It would help both their characters if they went that route. But we say we get Stone Cold Alicia Fox doing stupid shit, and
Yeah. I do like her new finisher though.
what's her new finisher? Because me and Black Ice had this discussion while we were watching Raw.
Yeah, we got to talk about.
None of the divas have a finishers. None of them have finishers. None of them, except Natalya.
Finisher now is she did it against Oksana.
Popcorn.
Oksana's pretty much her last match.
Why couldn't she do it on Paige?
On her knees, and she twists the arm, and she puts the leg on the back of there, and then she just, it's sort of a famouser, except the person's already on knees, but she throws her whole weight and slams the woman face first.
She should have kept the scissors kick.
A famouser though. Huh?
Yeah.
She should have kept the scissors kick.
But Booker T's old move.
Yeah, that's what she had before. That was her move for like years. But we were watching the match with her and Paige for the 1000th time on Raw the other, the week ago and everything. And we're just sitting there. I texted Brian and I said, "What's her finishing move, man? We know Paige's finishing move. What's Alicia Fox's finishing move?" And he was like, "Give me a minute to think about it." But remember, back in the day, everyone had a finishing move. Even Stacy Keibler had one. Tori Wilson had one, and they weren't legit wrestlers, man.
Yeah, that's true. Now,
who else? Who was another one?
If you was gonna have a move,
don't give it a corny name.
And let's say you was Paige's opponent. I'm sorry, the Paige Turner.
That shit is gay.
I mean that would hurt, but
no, it wouldn't, man. That shit look garbage.
Yeah, I'd be more scared of that move.
She just trips you on your leg, man. It's like that schoolyard. Everybody's had that one guy at the schoolyard who just walks up on a guy. He puts his leg behind your leg and pushes you down. That's the Paige Turner, man. It's the equivalent of that, man. That's not a move you finish someone off with. That's a move you start a match with. The Paige Turner. Get the fuck out of here. You seriously couldn't come up with a better move than that to be your finisher?
Now, if she did that to somebody on the steel chair, okay, yes, then I could buy it.
Give her a DDT at least, man. That shit look gay, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Even as recently as a year ago, like most of the divas had distinctive finishers. Like, I know she got criticized a lot, but Eve Torres at least had legit finisher. She either finished you with the moonsault or some kind of submission hold.
I could legitly name all the divas on the roster right now, and you'd probably be only able to tell me 2 of their finishers.
Well, I know a few that got finishers. Well, I know.
What's Natalya's finisher? We know Natalya's finisher, the sharpshooter, obviously.
Yeah.
AJ's finisher.
A submission, some type of submission.
Yeah.
It's really called the octopus, but she calls her version the Black Widow.
Yeah,
it came from Japan.
Yeah. What about Oksana? What was her finisher?
Don't know it.
I don't have a clue.
That's what I'm saying, but she was in the company for so many years. What about Rosa Mendez? What's her finisher?
Don't have a clue.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's
Cameron.
She's pretty much.
What's Cameron's finisher?
Cameron, I don't know. Naomi, I do know.
Okay,
Naomi
that's what I'm saying.
The old school Iceman King Parsons butt. Only she calls her.
What's Summer Rae's finisher? What's Summer Rae's finisher?
Maria.
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae, I have no idea.
What about what's that? Emma. What's Emma's finisher?
Emma depends. It's usually the Muda lock.
Remember Cindy?
I think hers is the Muda lock. She calls hers the
They
Emma
did that
lock.
gay double cobra where the cobras were making out or some shit.
Oh, fuck no. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, don't
I'm
give
just
her,
saying.
Give her the.
There's
I'm like, no. No, the
Does
moon
anyone
rock
remember
was good
watching?
enough for her.
But this is the problem. Does anybody remember watching? It doesn't even have to be a title match. When Trish would go up against Victoria, when Lita, or just any guys would go against each other, you're looking for that finishing move. You're legitly looking for it. You're waiting for it from both sides. But
Yeah,
if I
with
don't know
Lita,
what the
it was
finish,
either the twist of fate or the moonsault.
yeah. But if I don't know that this person has a finish move or what it is, I legitly don't see this person being a threat to the other person.
Well, Lita's
Yeah, and some of the women back in the day even had two finishers,
hey, Lita's
not
Exactly.
just one.
yeah, Lita's
Like
finisher
Mickey
was
James,
first.
for
Well,
example.
the thing is, we
Hers
can't
was
use
her-
Trish or Lita. Trish or Lita, that's too easy. You know, we got to pick different people.
Yeah, Mickey
Okay.
James.
Trish and Lita are the epitome of the division.
I got
Yeah.
one. I got another one. Victoria. Hers was the widow.
Victoria is a good example. Molly Holly's another good
Victoria had the
example.
moonsault, and she had the widow's peak.
Yep.
Mickey James, for example, she had the jumping DDT, or sometimes she would finish people with the chick kick that she copied
Yeah.
from Trish.
Yeah.
hmm I'm just saying, you know, it's like if Victoria and Mickey James got in the ring, that's electricity because you're waiting for those moves to come out. But if you get in the ring with someone and you're like, what the fuck is their finishing move? Which is basically 90% of the Divas division, it legitly kills the buzz. It kills the, I know that Gail Kim has Eat Defeat, but I don't know what this chick's finisher is, so it's 100% obvious Gail Kim's going to win.
Yeah. Well, Gail Kim, we've talked about this before. Gail Kim has no character, but as far as technically in the ring, she's down now. Eat Defeat is her primary finisher, but I've seen her tap out people before too.
Yeah, but I mean, with the age that Gail Kim's at, she's not who you would build a whole division around now because of her age.
Yeah.
That's why, even though WWE's going with Paige, I can see why they're doing it because she's young and she has that passion for it right from the get-go. But Paige shouldn't be the only one you build it around because what happens if she gets pregnant? What happens if she gets injured? Look at the Daniel Bryan situation. Because the reason they released those 11 people was to clear money so they can bring Brock Lesnar back. That's the rumor.
Yeah.
Because now that Daniel Bryan's hurt, they're like, the only person we can legitly give the belt to that will please everybody is Lesnar.
Yeah,
you know how much money he costs.
And Brian Prince, have you seen my video where I called Just Shooting, where
I watched that.
Is that they'll take the easy way out and give it back to Cena?
They wouldn't do that, man. They know that.
Not.
Yeah, that's like they already know.
To prove he has nothing left to prove.
Yeah, at this point they better not, because I think that would be a huge mistake. Even people that normally take up for John Cena are saying
it's impossible
to give the belt to him at this point.
The thing is, Cena's place is so cemented that there's no way possible to elevate him or even lower him. Like if he came out dressed like Damian Sandow was, he would still be in the same place he is the next week. I guarantee that.
Yeah, I mean,
because he's been the top guy for so long that's like Michael Jordan coming back tomorrow and playing a terrible game. You know, you still don't forget all those years of work he put in. You know, not to compare him to Michael Jordan, but you get what I'm saying. It's like it still doesn't change the fact that for 10 years he was the man. That's like Ric Flair. You know, Ric Flair still walks around and barely wrestles, if you can call it that. But it doesn't change the fact that for all that time, he was the man.
Yeah.
Same with Metallica. They may put out some shitty albums, but for a while there, they were the man. Speaking of albums, do you think that music albums matter anymore? Or should people just stick to just making singles?
Probably just sing. I mean, albums. See, there's no pressure because you got the option of buying just a single. See, back in the day, even when they first started going to CDs, back in the day, your shit had to be good.
Yeah.
because you got somebody pay $6.99 or $7.99 for an LP or a cassette tape, and they're gonna have to play through it. Yeah, this shit better be good. Whereas now, people got that iTunes and all that. They got the option of just buying the single, so there's not as much pressure to make every song good. I came like this week. I've been playing Janet Jackson in my car. Rhythm Nation 1814. That is one of the few albums from about the late 80s on, because that's when CDs first started becoming in vogue. That's one of the few albums I could actually play straight through and not skip.
So in the eyes of an OG, Mr. Griffin, he's saying, no, there's no point in making albums. What about you? Let's go with Ryan. You still there? Ryan? Yo, Wolf, you still there?
I can't even hear him either. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he might be out. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So, do you think that it's valuable for artists to still make albums or not in today's day and age?
It depends on the genre of music. That's what I think.
Well, what genres of music? Go into detail on that.
All right, let's say you got something like a top 40 thing, like some fucking One Direction thing or Justin Bieber. Most of the people like that listen, or let's go with like popular music like Nickelback and stuff. Most people don't actually care about like the whole CD itself. People just want to hear that one song, one, two, three, four songs. They heard it on the radio, and that's all they want to hear. Well, if you go to like genres, like let's go with more like underground rap, heavy metal, and stuff like that. Those bands will put out an entire album. People listen to the whole thing front to back because they know the whole words.
That's good. Yeah, you broke it down. Because at first, me personally, I was going to say, no, it doesn't matter. But now that you say that, I go...
It really depends on
the... Because if Kanye were to make a trash album... Yeah.
Do you think artists have forgotten the art of making timeless music as opposed to what's hot right now?
No, I think it's always been that way personally. Just looking at it, people always copy what's the hot thing. They've done that since the dawn of time. Elvis and Chuck Berry, for example. There's countless examples in history of, the Beatles have something hot. Okay, we're gonna make a group just like that. Even here in Japan, they have this group called AKB48. Now you got ABC48, DEF48, XYZ48. Everyone just copies what's the hot thing because it's fast and easy money.
Yeah, it definitely got that way from about the mid '90s on to today, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you just see it more now.
Songs, like my favorite genre is R&B and hip hop. That's my favorite genre. I mean, I listen to a little bit of just about everything except maybe country music.
Not
yeah. But R&B and hip hop is the main one I listen to. But even with that, I've noticed a big shift change. Like, for example, Michael Jackson stuff, because I know they've been recycling him to death lately, but most of his stuff, the untouched classic stuff, that has been remixed and stuff. The untouched stuff, you can play it in any era and people will still dance to it. Or pick something from rap. The Sugar Hill Gang's
I hate that
Rapper's
song
Delight.
But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you can play that in just about every, especially like in...
I think the Temptation song, My Girl, would be the perfect example of a timeless classic. Because people can still play that and still get the same emotion from it. And everyone knows that song.
In any era. Or I was talking earlier about albums I can just play through and not skip. Even when they moved them to CD, like, do you remember Al B. Sure, Benny Chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember them.
His very first album, In Effect Mode. I can play that CD, the whole thing, and not skip once.
What was the last good album you heard for everyone? The last good album you could just put on and listen to from start to finish.
Oh goodness, that's been a long time.
That's a long list.
Rock, I would say the Avenged Sevenfold album from about 2-3 years ago.
Late 80s to early 90s. I can't think of a recent one.
Me neither. I can't think of one.
But late 80s, early 90s, I can definitely tell you.
I could think of a few.
I'll Be Sure's In Effect Mode's one. New Edition Heartbreak is another one.
Yeah.
TLC's Ooh on the TLC Tip is one. I can
Whoa.
that one straight through and not
Red Light? Not Crazy Sexy Cool?
Oh, Crazy Sexy Cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first two, I'll put it that way.
Or fan? Well, I mean, yeah, fan mail. Yeah, you got to skip some on fan mail, but Crazy Sexy Cool was pretty good.
Yeah. And we brought this up before. R. Kelly and Public Announcement when R. Kelly first came out.
12 Play.
Yeah, the first
TP2.com.
Well, 12 Play was actually his first solo album, completely.
Yes. Seems like you're ready.
Yeah, but R. Kelly and Public Announcement, they debuted it together, and then R. Kelly broke off on his own. But that one,
Kelly's ready to pee on some people. That's why.
Because really, Public Announcement didn't really have anything after that other than Mamacita.
Yeah. I think the last good albums I heard.
And because it's subjective, it's music, it's entertainment. Rock, I would say Avenged Sevenfold's album they put out about 2-3 years ago. Pop, Lady Gaga's The Fame Monster. Everyone remembers that. That was the only good album she ever put out. Hip hop, I gotta come back to that. I automatically go on my head, Get Rich or Die Trying, but I know I've heard one that I could listen to.
Well, I got.
Go ahead.
I just thought of another one I can listen to that I can listen to straight without skipping.
What's up?
Tupac, Me Against the World.
Yes. No, I got one. This came out like in 2007. This is in my honest view. It's Chameleon Serves Ultimate Victory. It got some real stuff talking about it. It's not just that hip hop police song. It's some other stuff like
I like the news skit he did on there. I forgot what it's called.
I got it. It's called Stuck in the Ghetto, right? That's the one I like.
I like and then the one where he was talking about pimping, and at the last end of the track, the chick's trying to talk to him like, "You a pimp? P-I-M-P?" He's like, "In the flesh," and then she starts trying to. Oh man, I missed that album. That was a good album. Ultimate Victory by Chameleon there. I listened to that album. It was good.
I still got it. My favorite one on there is 18, The Rocky Road.
Man, that was a good album too, man. I used to bump that one too. I liked man. There's been some good albums, but because of social media and how big the internet is, you're never gonna see another album just dominate like they used to back in the day. Because it's almost like remember when crack took over in the 80s?
Yeah.
People still talk about it. Back then in the 70s and 60s, you had that pusher who would just push the product to you. We had MTV growing up that would say, "This is the artist. This is the artist." But now everyone has choice. Everyone's making their own shit and putting it out there. So rather than there just being a de facto leader, everyone thinks they're a leader.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're ever going to see it be like it used to be with gaming. Remember when Ocarina of Time, the Zelda game came out, and everyone said, "Oh, this is the best shit ever." You're not going to see that again. GoldenEye, you're not going to see a game just dominate like that. Same with music. I don't think we're ever going to see another band or group dominate like that. Otherwise, if it was like it used to be, One Direction would be everywhere, sadly. Even though they have no talent, they would be everywhere. Bieber fever would be a million times worse than what it is now.
Yeah.
The internet and social media just changed the game so much in ways that we just can't see right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's like, oh man, remember back when Blockbuster was out
Yes.
Yeah.
and Blockbuster would have this big sign up that would say, "This is the movie right now that you need to rent." But now you got Netflix where you can literally go and have that freedom of choice to just look through everything.
They ran them out of business.
Yeah, Netflix fucking
Oh,
killed that shit.
Oh, they did.
And while you was talking, I just thought of four more that I said, oh, I used to listen to them and didn't skip. Both of
Same with
the first
porn.
Guy album. You remember Teddy Riley and Aaron Hall and Damon Hall, the first two Guy albums. Notorious B.I.G.'s Ready to Die.
Groove me, baby.
Yeah.
Groove me tonight.
Double album. I could listen to that and not skip. Keith Sweat's old album, his very first album back in the day.
I don't fuck with Keith Sweat just because I heard him so much growing up. My mom's used to listen to him. She was a big Keith Sweat fan, but all that begging and moaning, I want your body. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, as I got older, I got off his tip. I can still listen to his old school stuff, but that's it.
Yeah. But my dad hates him. Then he always questions him and say, "Hey, you never been married, so how you gonna tell people about marriage?"
Yeah, I agree with your dad. I agree with your dad on that.
No, your dad right about that.
He right about
He's
that.
got like 3 or 4 kids, but he's never been married.
And then he don't like the fact that he be still saying the same shit at his age, saying bend down and touch your toes.
Yeah, at least Marvin Gaye,
Trying to switch up his shit.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye was just a monster. I think that yeah, I agree with what Ryan said as far as it depends on the artist and it depends on the genre. You know, if you're a jazz musician, of course they don't make singles there. You know, you have to make a whole body of work. And if you're Kanye West, you can't just put out a single because people expect a fully good album, you know. Nickelback can make singles, but Avenged Sevenfold and Metallica, they can't make singles because of their fan base wants an album. You put it perfectly, Ryan. Wolf put it perfectly. I never looked at it that way, but yeah, he put it perfectly.
No way. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, top 5 most fuckable female athletes. But they have to be current athletes, so we can't say Trish Stratus because she's not a current. Top 5.
I got you. Okay. Let's see. Current female athletes. Serena Williams, for me, is one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. Current. I have to admit, Alicia Fox is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I would be interested in too is you might like this one, Prince. Gail Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I would have a gun for her husband because.
Everybody worry about his ass. You been balled his little ass up.
Yeah, 3. Let's see, 2 more. I'm gonna pick 2 from outside of wrestling. 2 more athletic females. Shoot. Yeah, this one's kind of tough because there's not too.
Yeah, they be pretty dykey.
Or not. Would Gina Carano count?
Yeah, Gina Carano definitely counts. She's on my list as well.
Oh yeah. MMA or not, I'd fuck the shit out of her ass.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
She'd be one of those ones. I'd be so tempted to just go ahead and just let it out and let a baby pop out of her.
Yeah, Carano definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a 5th one. Trying to think of a fifth one. Shit.
I gave you some names to look at. Deladon, Parker, Skylar Diggins.
Well, I'll tell you a fifth. I'll tell you a fifth one. Even though I don't care for her personally, even though I don't care for her personality or nothing,
Hey,
Lolo
Lolo.
Jones.
Okay.
All right, who wants to go next? Black, you got it next, or you want me to go?
all right, you go, then Ryan, then me.
All
All
right.
right, I'm gonna go with Gina Carano, Elena Deladon, definitely Elena Deladon, definitely. Sharapova. Um, I don't want to say Serena Williams because it's so cliche to put her on that list. It's too easy to put Serena Williams on that list. Layla. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why he started laughing. I knew he was gonna laugh. And for the last one, I said Deladon already. And Deladon could definitely get the business, most definitely. Um, what's that one athlete that says she do that? Skylar Diggins. I just go Skylar Diggins just for the fuck of it. Skylar Diggins. Okay, those are my five.
Ryan, you're next.
I can only think of one right now. That probably have to be Misty May, the volleyball chick.
Oh shit, I forgot about that one.
Who?
Misty May.
She was in the Olympics a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Olympics. What about Sharapova?
Maybe. Wait, who was that chick that was really good at pool? The Asian chick, that Black Widow chick?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know the name though.
Yeah, her name was the Black Widow, but I can't think of her real name. But she can get it.
All right.
Trying to think. Gosh, it's hard.
Yeah, because they're all so dykey, most of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually looked at the WNBA's whole roster. Like, I had so much free time on my hand one day. I looked at the whole roster. There's like 250 of them, and only 11 of them are smashable. I shit you not.
Yeah. Yeah, most of them, they might be great basketball players, but most of them are not that hot.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's what they're doing now because they're starting to realize that, okay, you can try your best to cater to dykes and lesbians watching it, but when it comes to sports, men are your general audience. So they're drafting women that can play really good but also look decent, and I'm really happy they're doing that. Deladon.
Yeah, they should have been doing that from the jump, be honest.
Yeah, but Deladon, I'm going to say her name again, Deladon. I'm just saying. I mean, we about the same height, but, Deladon. Elena Deladon. Dang. You know what? And the thing about what people don't understand about female athletes is just because they look that way when they're, getting the business and, knocking motherfuckers out or playing ball, they had their times where they let their hair down and, go ladylike.
Yeah, they actually look good. Some of them do. Some of them just got that.
Some of them just, Mm-hmm. Deladon is one.
Not transformation like that because, like, what was I going to say? Like Gino Carano, who you and I both named. Like
Carano gonna be doing anal. Carano gonna turn to Tory Lane. She gonna get turned into Tory Lane. Messing with me.
But like when
be doing every damn thing under the damn sun.
Yeah, but when she wasn't fighting though, I mean she was smoking.
Man, she getting that bed and start fighting. Yes.
Huh?
Getting that bed and start fighting.
Yeah,
For real.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. She one of those.
I know. I got a workout for your
Especially
ass.
if I'm at
I got a workout for that ass.
condition. I ain't gonna lie. Especially if I'm at tip top condition, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she gonna get it for a while.
Now, you ain't getting it for a while.
Around and end up impregnating her.
I'm machine gunning. I'm going one pop, next day another pop, next day another pop, next day another pop.
Cream pie. But
Then I'm passing out.
I got my hey, I got my five. Yeah, one of them is a tennis player. I'm not into tennis, but I know this woman named Maria Sharapova.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sharapova. That's Paul Gasol's girl.
We know what you talking about.
Yep, that's Paul Gasol's girl.
Okay, that's one. All right, two. Well, this ain't in no order, but I'm gonna say, how about Brittany? Brittany from TNA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you said Brittany. I'm like Brittany Griner. I hold on. She like 7 feet tall.
I thought for a second you might have meant Britney Spears. I was like, what?
Oh, she don't play no sports. Hell no.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's what
I remember what kind of list this was.
Yeah.
Who else? That's on my list. You know what? I'm going with shoot. I like dark haired chicks, so I'm gonna say a Sunner. I don't know if I can count her anymore.
Okay.
And,
no, we'll let you have that one just because she just recently left.
And then,
that's okay.
All right, Mickey James, and then the last one is Layla, obviously.
Oh, that's who I was forgetting, Mickey James. That's who I want to put on my list was Mickey James.
You know she played.
Mickey James definitely. I don't care.
Hey,
Chris Pratt's coming after me for child support. I have.
I did once. It's just something different.
Yeah, it's just a little different. A lot more.
It's
juice.
something different.
A lot more
I'll tell you that now.
It's a lot more juice. I'm just gonna put it to you like that.
Oh yeah, I mean something about. I don't want to get too graphic, but it's something about when you fuck a pregnant woman. Something about that pussy just feels like warmer.
Hey, I don't.
That too. So, what do you guys think is the sexiest language in the world? Like, at first, I sent that out Spanish versus French. But what do you personally think is the sexiest language you ever heard?
Depends on who's saying it, like how their voice sounds.
Yeah.
Well, just in general. Just in general.
I would say
just in general.
In general, what language sounds sexiest?
Spanish, French, Russian, German, Italian, Japanese, Chinese.
If you watch like certain like girls in like German porn, it just sounds weird. They're talking dirty. It's like, what the fuck am I? Okay, Russian it can be done because those fucking Russian women are fucking. Oh my god.
It's crazy when it comes to that.
Oh, they are freaks. Those chicks that'll fucking bring you to a hotel room.
Pablo wrote that song about them.
They're a liver stealing chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You know what? I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, what are you picking, Wolfman, to be your number one language?
It depends, though. Like,
I'm picking Espanol personally. Just out of my life experience, I would pick Espanol.
I think it depends. Like Spanish girls, but if you get like a Puerto Rican chick or a Mexican chick saying it though, like Eva Mendes or like Salma Hayek or something like that, oh, I'm fucking done.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I mean, it just depends on what your opinion is. I mean, maybe you got a ghost from the past, a Nadia from Czechoslovakia that can speak a little something, and you go. I'm just saying, everybody got different experiences. Me, I'm picking Espanol. I know one guy who I asked this who picked Portuguese, just because he spent some time down in Brazil.
Oh, there
and
you
he
go.
got so many good memories of them, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay.
These chicks. Two very different types in there.
I pick Spanish, man. Picking Spanish, personally. What you really like?
Yeah, it depends on what you really, really like, man.
Yeah.
Like me with
Well, what would you say though? Because me and Mr. Griffin chose Spanish.
See,
You and Black to pick.
I'll go Spanish if it's like Latina shit. Well, other than that, I'll go Russian.
You know what? I'm
I
gonna
can
go
agree
with
with Russian.
I'll go with French.
French?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The thing about like listening to
Like, just the French language, like, it does have a, like, that tone to it where it has that luster to it, but it also sounds a little insulting sometimes.
No, but French is considered one of the few romantic languages.
No, it's not the language, it's the people and their style of doing things. You ever watch a
Yeah.
French man seduce a woman? They be smooth with that shit, man. They be like Billy D. Williams on that shit, man. Like when Tony Parker, when Tony Parker was cuffing Eva Mendes, no one questioned it. No one asked how did he do it. They said, "Oh, that motherfucker French. We know how he did it."
Oh, you mean Eva Longoria?
Yeah, Eva Longoria. Yeah, he was cuffing that shit, and people already knew that man from France. And now Serge Ibaka, he cuffing Kerry Hilson. Don't nobody say nothing because they already know that man too smooth for him. He like the Isley brothers on crack, man. He too smooth, man.
Yeah. It just depends on how it's said.
I do agree.
It does. I think Spanish overall is sexiest language, but any language.
If we stockpiled 100 Spanish, 100 French, 100 of each, overall, what would you pick to hear, to listen to for that type of feeling? You know, me, I'd pick Spanish because I know it would get me going.
If we're talking European Spanish, I take the French chicks.
Yeah.
They know their shit.
Yeah, because originally it was Spanish versus French, but I just want to say, you know, some people don't find either of those to be the tops. You know, I know a guy who thinks Russian is the best to listen to get that motor running.
Ooh, actually, no, I got another one. How about Hungarian chicks?
I've never had one actually.
Oh, dude, like they're like seriously, like there's a reason why like girls in like Eastern and Northern Europe looked really fucking good, are really fucking good looking, and that's because the barbarians around them never brought the ugly ones back from Western Europe. It's true. Why I think like the fucking Viking women were always described as like ridiculously hot blondes and redheads.
I like their logic. I really like their logic. So what are your I was thinking about this the other day, just bands and groups that need to reunite. Kind of like Evanescence. I just wish Ben Moody and Amy Lee would just figure it out and just start making music again. Doesn't just have to be music, but just a band or a group that you feel need to have a reunion.
I don't know.
Evanescence personally, and Korn.
Maybe.
The original members of Korn, I wish would just get back together, put all that bullshit aside, and make another album.
Like I said, it really depends though on the. I don't know. It's like I don't know. 'Cause Amy Lee though has been under a lot of fire though too for like plagiarizing, stealing music and shit.
If Eazy-E were still alive, I would say NWA definitely.
Yes.
Because G Unit just had a reunion, and that shit was fun. Did anyone hear about what happened during that reunion?
I just heard they just got together.
Okay. No, I'm about to give y'all what happened during that reunion, and this shit is funny. So G Unit, they do their big reunion at the Summer Jam concert, right? And there was this one rapper named Slowbucks, who just had to take a picture with 50 Cent's son flipping off the camera and just saying stupid shit. So during the middle of this reunion, 50's hugged up with Young Buck, who was crying on the phone like a bitch 2 years ago. He's hugged up with Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo, garbage ass. So 50 runs back to the goons and he says, "Get him." Comes back to the stage and he just keeps rapping like nothing's happening. And the fans, they're just sitting there while this one dude gets knocked out on stage. They beat this dude's ass and 50's throwing water on the crowd and just keeps rapping. And Young Buck and Tony Yayo are looking around like, damn, he really sick the goons on him in the middle of a concert. They whipped his ass on stage, took his gold, took his jewelry, and threw him off the stage, man.
No, but speaking
Like for real. Like for real, they did that. That shit had me laughing.
I didn't know all of them had a falling out. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Lloyd Banks, I don't understand, but the Young Buck stuff I can understand because 50 made him look like a bitch.
But Young Buck, I think he had no choice but to get back with them because he was suffering bad.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who listens to hip hop and enjoys hip hop, enjoy this shit while it lasts because right now, hip hop is being pussified. Because you notice now instead of pulling in all these hardcore real dudes, record labels are pulling in these soft ass, weak ass dudes. You wanna know why they do that? Because back in the day, when a record label would legitly owe an artist money, this artist would go get some goons. They would run inside the record labels with pistols. They would legitimately do this. They would hold the fucking owner at gunpoint and say, "Give me my fucking money." They would do that back in the day because he was some real tough dudes who just didn't give a fuck. But now, if Drake were to go to the label, hey, I don't appreciate you not sending me my check. Motherfucker, I'll pay you when I want to. Okay.
Yeah.
And he goes sit back down. Yeah, so now they get these soft ass dudes instead. That's why me personally, I appreciate 50. I appreciate anyone.
Back to what you were saying earlier about Rihanna. Rihanna probably got more balls than Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just thought of another album I can listen to straight without skipping. Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one I can listen to straight. Now I think about it. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Prince.
Yeah.
I was just saying that I just thought you just made me think of another album that I can listen to straight without skipping. Public Enemies, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back.
Yeah. I'm just saying, hip hop's being pussified day by day, man.
Yeah.
You got all the Macklemores and all these other guys who are just.
That's been going on for years.
Yeah, but it seems like now it's even more prevalent. And I think that a lot of people, especially like old school hip hop fans, they blame all the white rappers coming in, but they forget that there's been white rappers in hip hop since the beginning. That's got nothing to do with it, man. We had the Beastie Boys before, nothing was going on. We had Eminem, nothing was going on. MGK, nothing was going on.
Factor in it.
They just don't want to deal with these dudes who will run up in the label and fuck them up. That's what it is. They want to be able to just punk these dudes out. But now, you got the Drakes, you got all these guys who just don't want to do anything. Whereas back then, they would put death threats on the owners of these companies if they didn't pay them their money. And they just started dealing with that. Which is a big reason why they're changing the culture. They have a law against people sagging jeans now. Now, me personally, I don't agree with cats sagging pants. I see it over here, even over here. But if you want to sag your pants, that's your business, man. Personally.
Yeah.
Like for real, I don't agree with it.
Make sure you wear
it's not my style.
You actually washed back there.
You know what? If a man wants to sag his pants, this is what gets me about it. You have eyes. You control where your eyes move. If someone's sagging their pants, you're the one looking at them. You could easily turn your head and go about your day.
That's what I generally do.
Instead of bitching, just Go
Instead of
to the
bitching, just move on because the whole. I got asked this the other day by one of my students, like, why do guys sag? And I had to explain to them. I said, when sagging first started, it was about hand me downs. We all know this shit. It was about hand me downs, but now it's turned into a fashion thing all over the globe. But it's like back in the day, you had your big brothers, shit on, so of course it's gonna sag. But it's turned into just such a different thing. Sagging doesn't equal hip hop. It's got nothing to do with hip hop. You had country guys
No.
sagging back then sometimes,
yeah,
but it's so associated with it. People just misconstrue shit so much, man.
yeah.
I just sound. What's one more? I think it's like one more topic I want to get at. We did fuckable athletes, prostitution, Heat and Spurs. We didn't do that yet. We gotta do Heat and Spurs and guys that get chicks pregnant just to keep them.
Oh,
And is
yeah,
Maury?
I did a
And is
video on that
Maury?
earlier today.
Yes. And is Maury a mangina or not in the eyes of men?
So
yeah.
let's knock out the Miami Heat and the Spurs because now the series is 3-1 Spurs. Does anyone honestly believe the Miami Heat are gonna come back?
No.
Not at this point.
They'll probably
If
get
it was
one more
2-1,
win.
then yeah. 3-1, hell no.
I say this. They might get one more win, but after that, probably no more. Hopefully with the Spurs just end this thing all
Yeah,
together.
if I was the Spurs, I'd end it right now.
That's my team, man.
I'm not for neither team, but if I was in the Spurs shoes and I
Black
was up
Ice is a
3-1,
legit Spurs
I would
fan.
try to end it the next game.
Like, he's been claiming the Spurs since I've known him. Unlike half the people who they just want to root against Miami, so they choose the other team. It's like people who hate Cena. They'll just cheer for the opposite guy just because,
I see why people hate Miami because they're fans. Well, I think
it's not the team.
You see that old thing with DJ Khaled?
Nope.
I'm gonna watch that in a minute, man.
Oh Lord! I
he-
could have just reached through the TV screen and smacked him.
Anyways, shoot, I don't even know.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there about the Spurs because people don't consider this. The thing is, most people don't watch basketball. They don't care about basketball until it's the finals. But anyone who remembers the Portland Trailblazers when they came to San Antonio during the playoffs, does anyone remember what happened to their locker room? Or am I the only one? When there was a rattlesnake in their locker room, just to mentally fuck with them. San Antonio does shit like that because they know it mentally fucks with another team. They literally do shit like that. And it's not against the rules to do it, It's got nothing to do with the game. But they literally do shit like that to just tell them, don't come into our arena thinking it's going to be easy just because our guys are older. So when the AC broke in game 1, I said, I know that shit wasn't an accident. Just saying. But San Antonio had to deal with it too. NBA is just so. We know the AC break-in wasn't an accident if they're putting rattlesnakes in people's locker rooms. But people forget that, or people just don't watch basketball. Just Google it. Rattlesnake in locker room. Portland Trailblazers, San Antonio Spurs. They would put rattlesnakes inside the lockers of other teams. They would do that shit. Just to fuck with the other team. So you mean to tell me that?
Them.
I'm just saying, you mean to tell me that they wouldn't turn off an air conditioner just to fuck with our team when they're putting rattlesnakes in lockers? Come on, man. I think that AC broke, but it wasn't an accident. Now, if LeBron cramped up, he cramped up. That's got nothing to do with the AC. He's cramped up before. But no one can blame LeBron James for what's happening with the Heat because he's putting in work. He's doing what he has to do. Dwayne Wade looking like that horse, that race horse that needs to be put behind a barn and shot, put out of its misery, especially in that last game. I'm just tired of everybody dogging LeBron out, man. And I don't like LeBron, but get a man some credit, man. I think the Spurs are gonna win it in 6 games. I think Miami's gonna win this next game, and the Spurs will either win the next one or the last one. But the Spurs are taking that title this year. And next year, Chicago Bulls are going to take it. Because Derrick Rose is going to be back. We'll have Marodic from Europe coming over. I don't think we're going to get Melo, but we got Noah. We got a team, man. I think next year is going to be Chicago's year to take that throne. I think the Spurs are going to be what the Mavericks were years ago. When the Mavericks won that championship, and then the next year they just weren't the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think the Spurs are going to be, because Popovich and Duncan are likely going to retire really soon. Popovich can't coach them forever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But, yeah, I think the Spurs going to end up taking it.
Yeah, most definitely.
You think they might have got Miami out of their rhythm after that first game?
Nah, I just think LeBron, people who actually remember the season that Larry Bird had to carry the Celtics the whole season.
Uh-huh.
When one guy has to carry a team for an entire season, they normally don't win a championship. LeBron's been carrying the Heat all season, man. Because Wade's been out getting knee treatment. That's not saying that the other players ain't putting in work, but for the most part, it's been all LeBron all year. And now he's at the championship. He just looks exhausted, man. He's done, 4 years straight of finals games? And one finals game is the equivalent of like 3 games on your body. He's had the Olympics. He's had the Drew League. He's had the Goodman League. He's had workouts. He had all this other shit for the last 4 years. I think he's just exhausted. It's going to have to be someone else to carry the team. That's just my take on it. But man, we could do guys that just get girls pregnant just to wife them, or we can just top 5 Jimi Hendrix songs. It's up to you guys. 'Cause we've been going for a while.
No, I'm about to end it soon, so if anybody got something else to think about, then.
All right, we'll end it. We'll save the top 5 Hendrix songs for the next show.
Hey, Ryan left the group, so I'm gonna wait till he gets back to see if he got anything. Until then, I'm just rambling on about some stuff.
I think he's just late. He's probably tired. It's 12. It's noon here. I'm just happy to start early.
I'm gonna text him to see.
But yeah, that last one that you want to talk about to me, that is probably the ultimate simp type acting.
It depends on a girl.
The girl's to blame too, because she knows the guy's no good.
It depends on the girl. If I met Halle Berry, just saying.
I don't think I could do that though.
I think I could. I actually know I could. Easily. It depends on how you.
Just because.
It depends how you go about doing it. As long as you're honest with yourself and with the other person, I don't see an issue with it, because it's just as much as the other person's fault as it is the guy's fault. So, me personally, like I said, it depends on the person. You don't just do that to just the average schmuck. You do it to someone where it's worth it. A Trish Stratus, or you said Halle Berry, Penelope Cruz, Nelly Furtado, something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't do that deliberately to try to keep a woman, though.
Well,
K-Fed did it. Look how he living.
Yeah.
He living pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan can't jump back in anyway, so he's saying closing out for tonight. But anyways, since I said I was about to end it, hey, I'm gonna end it now. So, do y'all want to finish this combo or save it?
Yeah,
Well, we could
You
always
just
save
click in.
it.
Yeah, you could just click in. We can talk about it later. I might talk to Mr. Griff a little bit more once
No,
we go
well,
offline.
if I cut this off, the show's over.
Oh no shit.
But
Damn. Damn, I love chat. Damn, how do we use Google Hangouts? I'm gonna chat with this man some more. Or Mr.
oh,
Griff, if you figure out Google Hangouts, just hit me up. Because I don't fucking know what this shit.
just
Chat a
go.
little more.
If I'm showing you how to do this, just go to upload, then it'll show Google Hangouts on air and all that, and click that.
Yeah, just tweet me within the next 10, 15 minutes and we talk a little more.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm about to
Yeah.
head out. So this the end of
All
my.
right, Black. I know it's late.
So I'm gonna play the game, and thank y'all for showing up, all y'all UTF and you haters. Hey,
Even
see
the
you.
trolls. All right,
Yeah.
bro.